Good evening, y'all. I didn't know I was muted. Somebody should have told me in the chat. I'm talking and talking. I was saying today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys for coming back and joining the live. I think it's going to be a good one this evening. I think it's going to be a good one. Arpain, how are you?
Fine. How you doing?
I'm
Happy post Thanksgiving.
Yes. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, pretty good. Can't complain. It's funny. I always like to take pictures of the spread and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But this year I said, man, it's just too much decadence, man. I can't put that shit out there.
Too much decadence.
I couldn't do it. People are hungry. I just said, man, you know what, man, there's just too much hubris.
Look, by the time I thought about taking a picture of the plate, it was gone. It was gone.
I can talk about. Yeah, we had a lot of stuff, man. Yeah, we still trying to give it away.
We did too. We had a large spread of food, and it was good. And we went back for seconds and thirds. Actually, I didn't go back for a second plate. I took some home, and I'm still trying to get my mom a potato salad recipe because that was the bomb.
Okay. My wife makes very good potato salad.
Ooh, it was so good.
She's good.
It was so good. But
go ahead, finish. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I made this seafood dressing because it wasn't stuffing, but it was dressing. Cornbread, seafood. It was delicious. There was crab and shrimp in there, and
that sounds good.
It was pretty good. And we still got some. I made too much of it, so I just tried. Yeah, we made a lot.
That sounds really good, and it's going off of the conventional route of Thanksgiving foods. Where was I? I think I was at work, and a guy was like, "We had Chinese food this year for Thanksgiving."
There you go. Yeah,
it was like, I don't even like turkey. We had Chinese food. So y'all who's watching, definitely like the stream. Definitely share the stream. Tonight we're gonna talk about finances. I'm going to drop the link for anybody who wants to join the live. I appreciate you guys for being here. So definitely hit that like button, share the stream, and join the platform. And if you don't want to join, that's okay. You could just join in the chat. We love y'all in the chat to participate. And J-Dub says, good evening, good sis, Precious, the panel, the chat, and the mods. We all meet again. Yes, we are here. We are here. He also says, wish your channel/platform was on like a couple times a week. Like every other day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday. I enjoy your content and can't wait from week to week. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to see how I'm gonna accommodate that. Maybe I'll put out videos where we're not necessarily live. I'm giving reactions to certain things. I think I can try to commit to that and just small reactions to certain things, but we'll see. Thank you, J-Dub. Tarika says, evening everyone, please hit the like button as you come in. Yes, please hit that like button. Thank you so much for being here, Tarika. I really appreciate you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Mr. Chocolate is in the building. Grande evening all. Chant talk reactions in the building. Hit the like button on the way in. Thank you. Darnell, I see you in the chat. Good evening to you as well. Let's see. We got Frenchie K in the building. Peace. Hey, Precious. Hey to you. Fish and to Fit is also in the building. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. We got Christmas coming up, but Thanksgiving, that's just one of my favorite holidays. Just to be thankful, right? It costs nothing. So I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Let us know where you're watching from. Like I said, like the stream, share the stream, and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. Thank you guys so much. All right, so we're going to get into it. So I'm going to play this one video to start it all off, and then I'll play the second video, which I posted on my Instagram page, and a lot of people are just commenting on it because there are a lot of opinions on this specific subject as it refers to finances in a relationship. And they say that, one of the main reasons that relationships break up is because of finances. And not being able to manage them, not being able to delegate correctly, and things of that nature. So we're going to get into the first video, and I'm going to drop the link for whoever wants to join. You know, you're welcome to join. Just be respectful, because if you're not, you're getting kicked out. That's just the rules over here. Okay. And then we'll get into discussion. Okay.
Get married, what do they do with their finances? How do they just suddenly combine everything?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
And like split everything right down the middle?
No. You combine everything. There's no middle. The preacher didn't say, and now you're a joint venture. He said, and now you're one.
So what if one person makes more than the other? Like,
you're not a partnership. You're a marriage. There is no, let me give you an example, okay?
Okay.
My wife has not had an earned income for 30 years. She stayed home with our children. I do not have an income. We have an income. It's as much hers as it is mine. Spiritually, morally, and by the way, legally.
Okay.
And so it's our income, and she and I sit down. Were she to earn an income, it would be in the put in a pile with mine, and I don't get more votes if I make more money.
So when it comes to marriages, should we be combining everything and keeping us growing together? Or are there some places and spaces that you think, no matter if we are together or not, these things should be yours is yours and mine is mine in the relationship? Let's talk about it. I got time today.
So let's talk about it. So, Arthane, you're married. You've been married for 37 years. So do you think that it should be what's yours is yours? Should it go on one pot? Should you have joint accounts and a individual account? What do you think?
Well, first, I got to say this, and I don't care who says it's sexist. Only women talk about splitting shit like that. Men don't.
Okay.
We don't talk like that. We talk like Dave Ramsey. It's only women talking about, hey, what's mine is mine. Even if they want to put some in the pot, they've been trained, women been trained to say, always have some, because that nigga's going to leave you at some point. And almost every woman has somebody tell them that, whether it's true or not. And so, but I don't think that's the nexus of it, but I think they hear it a lot. And I think I've yet to meet a woman who wasn't told that by somebody. But only women think that way in terms of a marriage. Like I said, men get more, I think men are more committed in a marriage than women are, especially with the money, right? Because I don't know about the newfangled men, but still it's a lot of them. And I'm not going to be long with this. We understand the obligation of marriage. Our money becomes the money of the family. I haven't really heard men say, well, I have to have my little secret pot over here and then hide it from my wife. If a guy told me that, I said, you shouldn't have married her. If I ever heard one of my friends told me he has to hide money from his wife, I said, why did you marry her in the first place? So in my relationship, we have everything we have is joint, but my wife has a little account on the end. I don't really care about it because I know about it. I have access to it. I see it. Ain't nothing in it. But that's not the point. If it gave her peace of mind, I didn't need to force the issue because I'm not intimidated by that. She's not going anywhere with that goddamn account. But everything else is in both of our names. And I've been the breadwinner for 37. Well, at least 30 years. She was making good money when we first got married. And then when we started having the kids, she stayed home and she never really started making money like that again.
Okay, so you're saying that women mostly talk about what's yours is yours, what's mine is mine, but men go into it wholeheartedly. We're going to put everything in one pot.
Wholeheartedly could be relative, but men don't normally talk about worrying about having getaway funds. That's women's shit. And even if the woman says, what's mine is mine, what's yours, she doesn't have to be that extreme. But I think women want to feel safe that they have a little bit squirreled away with just their name on it, right? And it just depends on how far the psychosis goes. Because as long as she's putting into the pot what we agreed to, then I really don't have an issue.
Okay, so that would go for a woman who is working then.
Yes.
that would go for a woman who is working. So like
Yeah.
you said, your wife earned a pretty nice livable wage.
Mm.
And then there was a time where she wasn't. So do you think more, because you said this is also a theory that is taught to women, right? You
I
grew up
think they're told that. I don't know if they're taught, but I'm sure every woman heard that from somebody, that you should have your own. I can't. I don't have any empirical evidence other than I think a lot of somebody somewhere, an auntie, a mother, a friend said, "Hey, girl, you should have your own money somewhere."
Do you think that is a bad teaching? Do you think that's
Yeah,
something?
yes, because that one is specifically goes to you got a guy, he could turn into an ain't shit dude, and you need to be ready to move. That's the only reason why somebody will tell you that. So even if they're not trying to be nefarious, they're planting a seed that one day he's going to wake up, look at you, and say, "God, man, she's coyote ugly. I got to get the hell out of here." Men don't. We don't operate that. We just don't. At least not the modern guy.
Mhm.
And when the men used to leave their women, that's after they used them up, and that's why we got the laws the way we have now. So I understand the genesis of stuff like that, but it's really not pertinent today. It shouldn't be. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying men think differently. I have yet to hear a man say, I gotta have some secret account for my wife. We don't talk like that.
So do you think most men would want to join every last dollar they have with their wife? You don't think that that they have their own, like a separate account?
I
No.
don't. I don't. I don't.
Y'all,
I control the finances though. Oh, you went I
I
could
want the chat to weigh in too.
say what?
I said I want the chat to weigh in too.
Yeah, go, Jack. Wait.
You talk about the modern man and
I can only go by me, but and
right.
some of the guys I know.
And well, do you think you're the modern man?
I'm more modern than the way I look. You know what I think I'm more modern because I have history. It's funny. Everybody likes to count me out. I go on some panels. They kick me off because they think I'm 100 years old. I think I know more than a lot of people.
Okay.
I think I know more than a lot of people. I really don't know. I mean, I do. Like I tell people, I might not be able to tell you how to date, but I could damn sure tell you how to stay married.
Well, I'm only asking that because the modern man barely wants to get married. So
Neither does the woman, though.
right, but we're talking about the man. So what would
Okay,
make
we'll talk about the man.
his money with the woman if he doesn't even want to marry her?
Okay, so let's level set this, right? Let's level set it. The modern man might not want to get married, but we're not talking about the guy who doesn't want to get married. We're talking about the man who wants to be married.
Okay.
Right. So if we limit it to the men who want to get married, they got to come differently than the guy out there just slamming chicks. Right. His mindset has to be different. So I would imagine if he wants to have a covenant-based marriage and not just one of these little, I'm just hanging out with you while it's fun, you got to talk about how you're going to deal with the finances. It's a conversation.
Right.
And part of that conversation it'll vary from couple to couple. We got to make consolidation, whatever the word is for that, consideration for that. Right. So Dave Ramsey was saying, put everything in the pot. Yeah, that works too, but that might not work for your particular relationship. And it doesn't mean your relationship is bad.
Okay.
As long as you have an agreement. And so even the one pot system is an agreement. You know what I'm saying? We both got to agree to that.
So do you think that there's an issue with communication when it comes to finances? Do you think that it's more of a vulnerable subject and a lot of people don't discuss it? And so they may not even get to that one pot theory because they're so scared to touch that subject.
Finances is just one thing people don't talk to each other about before they make commitments.
Right.
So how could that be exempt, right? People don't talk to each other about, they get married without having a solid conversation sometimes. So finances is not exempt from that. There's people who get married, they didn't sit down and talk about money at all. You know, some guys sit down and the lady and the guy will sit down. They don't talk about love. They don't talk about the interaction they're going to have. They don't talk about how they're going to raise their kids. You know, people don't talk about shit. I don't even know what they talk about.
Right.
What are you talking? What you talking about? You know, so finances of definitely people don't talk about the money because, and here's the thing,
I think people assume. I think it's an assumption that, oh, we both make money, so you know we'll be able to handle whatever we have going on. Right. But those things need to be itemized. They need to be, you have to, you know, sit down and talk about those things. And especially if you're going to have one pot, because there needs to be a talk on how much you're going to spend before you have to consult the other person. Because although it's one pot, you're still working towards a goal within the relationship. And you have people that are impulsive buyers, or they do their retail therapy, or like, and this could be a man or a woman thing, men are more prone to it, but that doesn't mean that, men don't go out and, buy cars or buy whatever they like, without consulting, their spouse. So I think it's a lot of times it's an assumption. Okay, we're not married yet, but we live together and we could keep things afloat. And so we're good.
That's right. And it's a mistake. Here's the thing. It's even a step before that, right? Because a lot of people might look at, I make a lot of money, you make a lot of money. Let's just say we both are six-figure, whatever you want to say. But that doesn't mean that I'm handling my finances as a single person that well either, or you. Right. So you bring those habits into the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So there's two conversations. How do you handle your money now? What's your credit score? What's this? What's that? And then how do as a man and as a woman, how do you handle your money? And then once we understand that, then we can understand what the limitations might be in terms of how we pull it together.
Right.
Because there's habits that might have to be broken and reformed and reshaped.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that a financial advisor would be wise when you're going into marriage, is something to introduce to the dynamic so you can get on those, good practices? Because again, money is a vulnerable subject for people. Mm-hmm. And
the answer is yes. The answer is yes, but it depends on what kind of financial advisor you're talking about. But it's yes because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So if you think you know everything, that's one thing. So yeah, what do you know individually? A good financial advisor would ask you individually how you're handling your money right now. Mm-hmm. And then you can talk about how you're going to pull it together, right? And so every married couple should have a variation around the joint account. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's one pot, this still has to be a joint account, which that pays for your expenses. Right. So even if you have a side account here and there, we could argue the dynamics of all that crap as long as it's agreed to. But there certainly has to be at least one file server that pays all the bills, and that got to be. And the juice that goes into that account has to be automatic. You can't be like saying, I'm gonna put it. It's got to be automatic deposit. Mm-hmm. Every month I could expect this much to be in there.
Now, I want to go back to something that we were talking about as far as it being bad rhetoric to, tell a bad rhetoric for a woman to have her own money, right? That is something that's taught to women, have your own money.
Well, is that true or not? I mean, I'm assuming it, but is that true? Have you heard that from somebody?
Have I heard it? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's the point.
I've definitely heard it.
Okay.
My question is, how do you work with a woman who is someone who works, who provides for herself? How do you work with her to then become one? You know what I mean? How do those conversations go and those emotions flow? Because, we sit here all day, all night and talk, say, hey, put it in one pot. Hey, it should be like this. It should be like that. But in real life, you do have women who work, who provide for themselves,
That's right.
who are, I don't want to say financially independent, but they are financially providing for
Right.
themselves, right?
Oh, yeah,
So then you go to dating, you go fiance, now you're married. How do those conversations, how should they flow in regards to a man now being the leader and being the overseer of the home? Because that's how I see it. You're the overseer of the home.
Mhm.
How do those conversations form and flow with a woman who is used to managing her finances all by herself?
Okay. Let me tell you this. I'm going to start by saying this is the reason why we should get married young,
Mhm.
because it's harder to make corrections when you're older, right? If you're 35 years old and you've been on your own for that long with your own money, however it is, and I come in, no matter how much we're in love, the shock of you having to do something differently, whether you in it fully or not, is a bigger road to travel than if you're 25 and we're just starting to make out, just starting to get together, right? Because neither one of us have a lot. So it's easier to mold a relationship the younger you are. And that's where the first mistake begins. So now it's not impossible, but see, the older you are, then and let's say we're both 35. I've had, yeah, I'm on my grind, you're on yours. The conversation we have is going to be different than if we were 25.
Mhm.
Right? Because I'm going to understand your need to have some autonomy over a certain amount of money. So the agreement would be how much we're going to put into the joint pot. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
would agree with that. So as long as I know if you made 100 grand, right? But the expenses, the way we split them, you got to put 50%, 45%, 70% into the pot, and I got to put 70% in the pot. That'll be fine with me. I don't have to govern every dime you spend. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's as long as as long as you all the expenses are paid. That's fine with me.
Okay.
What our investments are, as long as we stay true to our agreement on that level, I'm not going to trip over you having a few dollars. You want to go to get some new clothes or this or that. Anyway. So that's how I look at it. But the older you are, the more the negotiation you have to do. The younger, it's easy breezy, easier.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
Good evening, Uncle Rick.
What's going on, gentlemen?
How are you? How you guys doing this evening?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for asking. How y'all doing is the question.
All right.
We're doing good. We're just starting out
Yeah.
the show. We appreciate you guys for joining. I just asked our panel. I don't know if you guys seen the first clip, so I'll play it again.
Thank you.
But
Appreciate you.
before I play it, the question is, how should the conversations form and flow when pretty much the two is becoming one? So you have a woman who's been working, she's been providing for herself, managing her finances, and now it's time to join with her husband. How do those conversations form and flow? But before you guys answer that, I'm going to play this clip again.
Mm-hmm.
When people get married, what do they do with their finances? How do they just suddenly combine everything?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
And split everything right down the middle?
No. You combine everything. There's no middle. The preacher didn't say, now you're a joint venture. He said, and now you're one.
So what if one person makes more than the other?
You're not a partnership. You're a marriage. There is no, let me give you an example, okay?
Okay.
My wife has not had an earned income for 30 years. She stayed home with our children. I do not have an income. We have an income. It's as much hers as it is mine. Spiritually, morally, and by the way, legally.
Okay.
And so it's our income, and she and I sit down. Were she to earn an income, it would be put in a pile with mine, and I don't get more votes if I make more money.
So when it comes to marriages, should we be combining everything and keeping us growing together? Or are there some places and spaces that you think, no matter if we are together or not, these things should be yours is yours and mine is mine in the relationship. Let's talk about it. I got time today.
All right, we done picked up somebody new. Hey, Coach Ferg, how are you? All right, guys. So I asked the question beforehand. You guys can address the video if you like, but I'm just going to repeat the question for Coach Ferg. The question is, how should the conversations form and flow when two are becoming one when it comes to finances? Welcome again. But Uncle Rick, Champ, whichever one of y'all want to go first, just jump on it now.
I mean, I think what's good, y'all. First of all, can y'all hear me good?
Yes, I hear you. What's
All right,
going on?
cool. All right, but yeah, I think those conversations should flow naturally. To be honest, just like, people spend so much time on what's your favorite color. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite drink when you go to the club? Like, if you can have those type of conversations, then you should be able to have a financial conversation, especially when you're looking on combining households. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got you got I got a house, you got an apartment, we're about to be living together. Like, we have to have these conversations. What is that money like? Like, what is the conversation? Because I mean, the whole conversation just has to come together, because we have to know. Like, if you mishandle money and I mishandle money, we about to be broke as hell. You know what I mean? Like, we are doomed. And so I just believe that you should be able to be upfront, have those conversations, and just be able to, hey, this and this. Now, I ain't never been with a woman who just flat out told me what she make. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a question that I've ever had to ask. You know what I'm saying? Because I handle business in my own home. But it's just one of those things. Like, we just have the conversation just straight up, like, yo, like, this is what this is the things that are gonna be handled in the house. These are the things that these are the things that need to be done. And you know what I'm saying? We just try to figure that shit out. But yeah, I just believe you should have these conversations up front, be honest about the shit. Because it's all you definitely have to live within your means, especially, next thing you know, y'all ass gonna be out on the curb, both of y'all. So yeah.
Okay. So they should flow as naturally as what's your favorite color? Got you. Uncle Rick?
Yes, ma'am.
How should the conversations form and flow when it comes to two becoming one financially?
How it should go, or how does it go?
How does it go?
How does it go is that her money is her money most times, and your money is y'all money. That's how it goes most times. See, this what I talk about, right? This what I talk about. Like, it's not what it should be, it's what it is. At the end of the day, I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. The man is the foundation, right? Like you said, everybody say I can't afford to be irresponsible, right? Your wife can have a shopping fetish. She can have an Amazon fetish, right? Because she got a husband, right? So we need to stop lying. It doesn't matter, right? The reason why she's working is so she can have her own money.
Did you hear what I said?
Let's keep it 1,000. How should the conversation go? This conversation should go, you know what? I'm married. I'm the man. I control all the money. Whatever you make goes in one bank account, and I route it accordingly. How many women going for that? How about you, Precious?
I would go for that. I don't want to think. I would go for it. I'm just saying. I don't want to think. I don't want to drive. I'm just saying. You asked me.
Yeah, like I said, it's a false dichotomy for real. If you're a married man and you understand for real, you understand that you the one who has to stay sensible unless you just got it like that. Right? Unless you just got it like that, then it's whatever. But if you a working man and you the one who got to stay sensible because it's all gonna fall on you. You're the man.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. And there's tricks to that though. You know, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just the fact of the matter. That's just the fact of the matter. If it was truly, I'm telling y'all, listen to what I'm saying, right? And this is just me being honest with y'all. If it was truly 50-50 financially, none of us would have the problems we have financial wise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A woman gets with a man because she looks for him to be financially responsible for her. That's why y'all get with him, because you believe he could take care of you. And y'all honestly look at it like, why would I be with him if he's not taking care of me? He's not handling business. Why would I be with him? And then we get into the reward system we talked about.
That's
Remember
the
that?
fact.
You hear what I said?
This is the truth. Y'all can try to make it what it is, but that's the truth. What you got on the Coach Fergie?
I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife, man, before I even start, man. I got lucky because, you know, I say it all the time, man. I understood how a woman moved in her life when I pulled up at her crib and looked as soon as I got in that doorway and I looked around. If shit was scattered, I knew her whole life was scattered. I wasn't trying to plant no flags there. I wasn't trying to do nothing but take care of my little business for that little couple of hours and be out. But when I met my wife, these conversations was always something I had. I always wanted to know if you have children, because I didn't mind if a woman had a child or two. How did you discipline those children? I'm a coach. I like to get kids involved. I don't believe in having lazy ass kids. You ain't gonna be around my face all day. You're gonna be outside getting some vitamin D, and you're gonna get treated just like I was as a kid. But that's me. And how she moved, how she paid her bills on time, how she did whatever. I used to have these conversations within the first couple of days of speaking, because back in, you know,
22 hours.
just 10, 15 years ago, you can be on the phone with somebody a couple of hours. And I had those conversations. So I didn't put myself in a position where I'm taking you out months at a time. Then I found out your ass is reckless. No, I didn't do that because I knew how to save my little money. My wife's surprised, like, you got this much cash? Yeah, you shop a lot. I do, but I ain't just out buying shit just because it's a name. If it ain't leather, a certain thing, then I don't buy it. But I've always had the conversation. It was my big four: religion, children, sex, and money. Those are questions I've always had. If I liked the person, we had those conversations. If I didn't, and I knew what she was wanting my sexual body and I was wanting her, we ain't had those conversations. It was the favorite colors, you know, you like this and like, but if I knew that she might have had some potential and I liked her, then I had those conversations, and I had them early because I didn't want to waste a lot of time. I wasn't that type of guy. I was a middle child. I ain't gonna waste a lot of time. I had effed up sisters. I had 5 sisters. I did not waste a lot of time. Give me that shit within the first 90 days, because y'all credit can go bad after 90 days. So can your relationship. But I just got lucky, man, because she put all the Halloween candy on my table and said, sort this shit out for me. And I sorted it out. Now she's sitting over there looking for shit online every day. We can save money here. We can get this and all that. So cool. I'm good. Now I just sit back. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's just, you got to have the conversation, especially today, because everybody chases money today. And people that chase money, to me, they asses are broke. You don't chase the money. You chase your dream. You chase that innovative mindset. Then that'll bring you money. Chase your skill set, in a sense, because a man can't afford it. You got to have some type of skill to bring to the world. But that's just me. It worked for me. Maybe not everybody, because I can communicate with every race of people on the planet.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to add also is one of the reasons why I compensated for my wife was I never thought of her money as anything but gravy. We lived at my lifestyle level no matter what. So when she stopped working, our lifestyle didn't change. She contributed, but she was willing. I don't have to ask her for stuff. I said, well, you know what? Sign here. This is what we need this money for. And she just signs, so she just trusts me. And, it's been 30 something years and I haven't let her down yet. So she knows. So she doesn't worry about that. But yeah, so I never really thought about her money as anything but gravy, period. And when it was gravy, it was okay. But we lived at my lifestyle level.
Yeah, and the one thing I was just gonna say was that it is true that most of the time, like, we just not having these conversations, man. I think that's the reason. I think when Kevin Samuels came around, and he started asking, how much realistically does it take for you to have a family of 5 or 6? And then women were like, well, 100,000, where you live, California, ma'am, that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I think people really started to be like, damn, like, hold up, like, we really not talking about shit. But I like Coach Ferg was saying, though, back in the day, you would stay on the phone. You was on the phone for 3-4 hours. You know what I'm saying? You were just having those conversations. It wasn't so much into the finances on all that, but you were having important conversations where you could actually get to learn and know somebody. And now shit, I mean, mostly everything that we do is just quick. That's why shorts took off like they are. Everything is quick. We want it in the microwave, and so it's just, okay, I like you, you like me, bet. You know what I'm saying? But you got a 498 credit score. We ain't had no type of conversation. And now you talking about you was misled by this man or you was misled by this woman. Y'all never even spoke. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's crazy out here.
Coach Ferg had mentioned something and Arpane hit on it a little bit as well. You mentioned having the conversation with whoever you're interested in. I mean, you're married now, but you said you wouldn't even have those conversations. And that should be a tall tale sign for women when men don't even want to have those conversations with you. Arpane mentioned his wife trusting him. And I think that a man has to, because like you guys mentioned, you're not going to live beyond the means of the man, right? A man is not going to live beyond his means because he knows that he's not going to be able to afford it. And he's not depending on the woman. Like you said, her money is gravy. So that should be a tall tale sign to women when a man is not even having those conversations with you, that he doesn't trust being in a monogamous relationship, long-term relationship, whatever you want to call it, with you, because y'all are not having those conversations. Is that true, or is it just something that just doesn't come up in conversation? Because to me, that's serious. I think that if a man is talking about how he wants to, live financially, how he wants to include you financially, that's a sign that he is planning to have some type of future with you. So if those conversations don't come up, is that a sign that he doesn't?
But Coach Ferg, you can answer most of it. There's one part of what you said, though, that let me correct. Most guys allow their wives or women to go willy-nilly, and they live above his means to do it. That's why they have problems when something goes down. Very few guys have enough control over their ladies. I say very few. I think where you'll get into trouble is when you look at her salary as something that now I'm on easy street. And when you lose a job, you'll find out quickly that she doesn't have the same kind of staying power trying to get you right the way you would if she lost hers. So I think a lot of guys lose sight of that. They look at the extra money and they look at it as extra money, and they use it and they live, their lifestyle expands to fit her stuff too. Now he can't afford to pay for all of that. if he was relying on her. So a lot of guys make that mistake. That's the first part. But the other part that you would mention with Coach Ferg, go ahead, you could answer that one because that's true. If a guy don't want to have any substantive conversation with you, you're in the recreational zone.
Right.
And the problem with that whole thing, most women never think about it. If you got them 10-2 and you hitting that spot, they ain't thinking about no finances or nothing. And that's the thing. But I think guys set themselves up too when they go into that situation with money first. You know, as guys, we have an ego, so we can buy everything and we got money and all that, and we really showing off. A guy to do that shit, he ain't really got that shit because it's a different time. You know, a guy 15, 20 years younger than me, they move a little different than I was moving. And it shows because they're getting polluted water when they go in there with both shoes off. See, they going in there with the dipping in all the way in instead of testing that shit to see what type of responsibilities she can handle. Somebody brought this great point up, and I'm in this. Even before, and I've been giving it to my son, and find out who that woman is in her family. What type of responsibilities do she have in her family? If she's always talking about her family, man, you don't want to invest shit in that. You might listen. I'm telling you, if she ain't got no responsibility,
right, Coach Fred, is everybody calling her or she calling everybody? You know what I'm saying? Right.
Sometimes you gotta understand who the person is, but I don't think a lot. You know, she got some big cheeks, and you know what I'm saying. She got that neck. Dude ain't even thinking past that shit. But he's mad on YouTube complaining because she took his money. But she was letting you know that shit at first, what she was about. So I don't know, man. Guys don't look at, I don't know. You got to see that shit. So, yeah.
Champ made a point about not ever knowing what she made. Should you guys know what each other makes in a relationship?
I think so. Whether it matters or not, I want to know. I'm just nosy that way because because I'm thinking of how much I can invest some of that. You know, I mean, even when I'm gonna be quick. I didn't really put more governors on my wife when she was working, other than the fact that I told her she had to max out her 401k plan. Right, you got to max that shit out because that helped me tax wise, and you know, and some other things. As long as she did all that, you know, I didn't care about anything else, but I knew how much money she made. You know, when she quit her job, we used that money, put a down payment on my house, on our house, all of it, no tax consequences. So yeah.
Okay, so you think that it should be known?
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should know, but it shouldn't matter if that makes sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a firm believer in providing for my woman. Like I said, I'm gonna eliminate all them excuses. Right, that money is the biggest excuse Black women want to put on us. No, you ain't got to worry about that rent, mama. That car is taken care of. Show me what type of woman you is when you ain't got no problem. Show me what type of woman you is. Because and I don't care what nobody say. I try to tell y'all. I believe in testing people. I believe in using leverage. I don't want to do this. That's not your problem no more. What you talking about? So you're not the woman you said you were. That's all that's written. And this what I tell young men. Again, I could care less. I can care less what she do with her money. That's not my responsibility. Like I told her, if she wants to be irresponsible with her credit cards, don't come see me. That's the conversation we have. You understand what I'm saying? I provide a life, not a lifestyle.
There you go.
That's a good point.
There you go.
I'll make sure you have a place to lay your head, that you got transportation to get from here to there, that you got your medical insurance, your life insurance. I got that. These are the excuses our women have been giving us since I was little. That's not your problem. I got you. I'm your man. Now, what type of woman are you? I digress.
Well, all right then. We're gonna move on to the next clip. Mic drop. We're gonna move on to the next clip because that was definitely a mic drop. Women always complain about certain things, but when they have these things taken care of for them, there should be nothing to complain about. Yeah, you do see the colors of a woman when you take all her problems away and she's still the problem. But the next clip. This is the one that I posted on my Instagram page about a man going out to work, trusting the woman with the finances, and now she's taking some of those finances and putting them into an escape account.
It's a joint account.
No, he married a woman and said, I trust you with the finances. Don't worry about shit. I'ma work. I'ma trust you with the finances. So if I put my trust in you to make sure that you keep the finances and you pulling money out on the low for years, you're stealing.
It's not stealing.
It's stealing.
I don't know. Well, that's the wrong word.
Because I trust you not to do it. I trust you to maintain the finances and put them where they belong. Not for you to duck them off in an escape account.
It's not stealing.
Well, yeah, just to be like
She's
accurate,
to have
she
what
is.
he brings in.
Okay, but
wouldn't that be her fun then? She didn't need an escape account.
I was about to say, okay, so that is, I feel like where she's going wrong.
Escape account negates the fact that she's married and she's going to get half anyway. I think the fact that she's labeling it an escape account is, I think that's the shady part. She could have said rainy day. She didn't.
No, you can't. Don't matter what you call it.
They always want to play with words and shit. That's the problem. Look, but see, my stuff is circular because it's true. Watch the way this wrap back around, right? She's with you for security, right?
Yep.
Listen to what I'm saying, right? This is why I tell y'all, men, we love way better than them, bro.
There's no doubt about it.
They don't love us like we love them.
Oh, they're not like us. Okay.
They don't. Right? So she's with you for something. I don't care what nobody say. She can fall in love. That's why, when you see them couples that's been together 50, 60 years and they stay, that's when she really love you. You hear what I'm saying?
It's pretty much true.
Right? At that point, she's got past her ego and the stupid shit that she's learned her whole life, right? I love that man to the day. That's when love set in for them.
Close to the end, yeah.
Y'all tell me when I lie, right? So is it stealing? Technically, no. No, it's not stealing technically. But again, you gave her a responsibility she wasn't supposed to have by letting her handle the money.
Absolutely.
I blame you. Precious, it's his fault. What I tell you, everything that happens within that relationship is his fault. Right? But since she got her half, especially if she didn't tell him, take your half with you. Ain't no need to go to no divorce court. Ain't no need. Hey, me and you will put together a little paperwork, an affidavit, sign off. You get your money and you go. You take what you stole, what you thought was what you knew was yours, and you go. Right? So again, stop giving women excuses.
Right.
Don't give a woman any excuse. They dodge accountability like raindrops. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Do not give her any, don't ever take a woman's work away from her. Listen to what I'm saying, right? Don't ever take a woman's work. Hey, if she do the kitchen, right? Don't matter how clean you make it, right? Your clean ain't her clean, my boy, right? Let her do her work. Don't ever take the work from a woman. But the stuff that you are responsible for, don't you let her touch it. I don't care if she pull your trash cans out. You better cuss her out about them trash cans. Keep your hands off my trash cans. Because any work that you supposed to do that she takes under, she's going to resent you. She's going to overinflate it. And that's when insecurity sets in. And then she taking half the money. But what do I know? I'm just some man on YouTube. Y'all don't know what I'm talking. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just be flapping at the lips. That's all I'll be doing. I just be talking. I digress.
No, but you're true. The point is that everything that he's going through is his fault. I mean, I'm old enough. I remember the guys, my father and grandfather used to hand the checks over to their women. And even when I didn't know shit, I used to say, why are you doing that? Right. And one of the reasons why I found out, I think it's always the man's responsibility to know where the money's going, where the shortfalls are and all that shit. I wouldn't put that off on my wife. Not because I'm pampering her, because I don't want her to solve the compensation. Like, I'll pay this guy here, this guy there. No, I want to make sure I'm in control of all of that, especially if I'm making the money. So this guy is all upset, but it's his fault. What the hell are you coming home and giving her the checks for? What are you doing that for? Right? And if you're not good at money, that's one thing you should learn. Shit, man, that's just something. I mean, you can learn how to handle money. And we ain't talking about rocket science. If you know how to make it, you should learn how to control it. You should know how to use it. It's as simple as that. So there's no excuse. He has no excuse.
Right. What is she going to escape from? What is she going to escape from? Because once she spend that money and what she do, whatever she got to do with that money, it's like you still left with yourself.
She escaped from him.
So you still left up with the
trying to escape from that prison.
The prison of it all. To me,
what's the precious? It's not just the money. Somebody who knows that they're doing that, they're already down the nefarious road. She been
hustling them.
Yeah,
she been hustling them.
Right.
This what I'm saying. Like, I blame. Hey, you cuffed her, my boy. You cuffed her, my boy. Knowing that she's not securing y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the one chick.
To be more careful.
Gots to be, boy. It's like the one chick that was hot on Instagram about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, when he lost his job, I left him. Now I'm messing with his friend. Boy, what?
That's a cold piece.
Cold, ice cold.
No, man, no. You. Hey, if you want to be my daughter, let me know. We can arrange something. You understand what I'm saying? We can arrange something, but like I said, I'm not gonna pay for no fancy life. That's not my. I will not do a job that you gonna go to work and do somebody else's job. I'm not. I am not doing your job. Especially when the understanding of a woman is that she never, if she can't help it, never wants to come out of pocket. Never wants to come out of pocket. These are facts. Shop Coachford.
It don't matter how much money she makes either.
She don't want to. You are man. You are her man, Mr. Payne. Yeah. That's my man.
My man.
Stop. Can we stop with these lies? Women don't even operate that way. Y'all don't even operate. It's just the facts. I love my wife. I keep trying to tell y'all that's my baby. I wouldn't trade her in for the world. Right? But it's a celebration when I ain't got to grab my wallet. Oh, you got me? Oh, you know what I'm saying? We're in Texas Roadhouse. Give me another drink before we get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's baby said it's on her.
It's just the truth, man. It's not a bad or good thing. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny though, Rick, man. It's funny. My wife bought me one of those lazy boys that lean the recliner and all that shit. And she spent all the money that she made on it. That's one of my best presents ever. Because it wasn't my money.
I mean, most girls can't pick out a present for a man good anyway, right? I really want that Sony Bravio. She bring you the Sony. You know what I'm saying? S-U-N-Y, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I really wanted these Nike thermal socks. She bring you some Walmart, Sam Club shit. You know what I'm saying? You say you need a socks. Come on, man.
She
Y'all
gonna say
know I
it's
ain't
the
lying, bro.
same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I ain't lying, bro. Stop. Come on, man. Come on, man. But hey, you gonna buy? Hey, you gonna make sure you buy them Honey Nut Cheerios, the Kellogg joint. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the General Mills. You ain't buying that shit that come in the bag. Come on, man. That's just the way y'all are, bro.
There's no label.
That's just the way y'all are. Come on, man. Let's stop playing with each other.
My wife eats Honey Nut Cheerios too.
Honey Nut Cheerios are good.
Oh, they could. They made Carmelo Anthony go crazy.
I eat Raisin Bran Crunch.
They be fire.
I ate some of that today.
Hey, I love Raisin Bran Precious. I love Raisin. That's my favorite.
Raisin Bran Crunch. Oh my god.
A lot of I ate some today. A lot of people don't like it.
Some bananas up in that joint.
Oh, shut up, girl. Shut up. Shut up.
I ate some of that shit too today, too, man. Matter of fact,
I used to eat that all the time.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't eat no Raisin Bran.
And the Raisin Bran Crunch ain't the same as the old Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran is fire too. What is wrong with y'all?
Keep your fire, boy. Keep your
Y'all need to stop, bro. Y'all need to
Ooh.
stop, man.
At 45, you'll be eating that shit.
Y'all crazy, bro. Raisin Bran is fire, y'all. You new kids, bro. Y'all stomach all fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
You kind of push that McDonald's hamburger out of that damn.
They grew up on flame. They grew up on flame and hot.
But nah, man, nah. You know, it's all fun and games. You know what I'm saying? It's all jokes. But I'm just saying, man, like it's certain things your woman shouldn't have to deal with. That's just the way. That's just what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Having an understanding, that's cool. Hey, you got this, da da da. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something. It's some things I shouldn't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Right. I just believe that fine. If you gotta be able to afford to have a woman. I don't care what nobody says. She's an expense. You go from $16 lunches to $40 lunches. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it works. She's an expense. You know it's gonna hit your pockets, bro. Even if it's something you want to do. Oh man, I really want to go see Kendrick and SZA this April, right? Ticket $184. No, that's $450. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just part of the game. I just hate when we play like we don't have this understanding of what's really popping. Like, and that's what get most people into the trouble is you don't follow the rules of the game. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't follow the rules of the game, and that's what's wrong with everybody. No one has an understanding of what the rules is, but the game don't change. It's funny how you look at the married men, right? And we can all, while Coach Ferg found a unicorn, you know what I'm saying? It's still a basis of rules that we as husbands all follow, and our shit work out. But then when we tell y'all that, y'all say we simping.
Right. Well, it's not the same, you know. The women are different now. You know, every time I hear a guy tell me women are different now, I say, "Oh,
no, they not. The game don't change. Only the players, right? Y'all different. Y'all don't play the game right. This thing has been developed over millennia.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny.
I got a question for you though, Rick.
Yes, sir.
So do you think, and even the panel, Precious, like you don't think that some of our older generations set us up moving forward? When they like your papa used to come home, give your grandma the check and just sit on the sit down in this lazy boy chair. My grandma run out of finances. And now you think happy life, happy wife, because that's what was told to you the whole time. You don't think that that set nothing up for the younger generation?
Negative. It did. No. Look, man. You go ahead, y'all. I'll go last. My guy.
Yeah, let me just go. I mean, I was there. I was there. That shit I had. The only thing it did was tell me that I would never do that. That's the only thing that came through my mind when I seen them give my father, give my mother the check. I loved her dearly. She took care of business, but I said, I'm never giving my money over to a honey to handle the money. Never.
I didn't grow up seeing that. I'm
older than you, of course.
My mom and my dad worked until my mom hurt herself and she couldn't work anymore. And she became a stay-at-home wife. But I saw my dad at the table writing checks. Now my mom contributed. She, she paid for like little bills here and there. Which ones I don't quite know, but they were, probably smaller than the mortgage and things of that nature. But I always saw my dad writing the checks and balancing the books and, sitting at the dining room table and getting it done. So when we would be in the furniture store, it was conversation between my mom and dad. She wasn't spending a dime before she had that conversation with my dad. There was in the grocery store. We be in Walmart, I mean, the shop right wherever we at. And I always wondered, my dad used to call my mom constantly. And I'm like, Dad, you just called like 10 minutes ago. But now I understand. I understand why he was calling. So she wasn't spending all the money. But when I was younger, I used to be like, yo.
Where you at? What you doing? Where you at? What you doing?
Why is he calling so much? But I get it because I also know my mother. Okay. So now I get it because it's like, all right, if I'm not there, he didn't want to be walking in the stores with us, for hours because that, my mom would take her time, look around, things of that nature. But I get why he was so adamant about keeping tabs on what was going on while she was in the store where she could use her card or write a check. Back in the day, you could put the checks through the little feeder thing, like, you know what I mean? I understand it now. And so I never grew up in a home where my dad gave my mom the check and was like, take care of the responsibilities. No, he was taking care of the responsibilities. He allotted time out to make sure that this check was going here and this check was getting there and this, that's what I saw. So I didn't grow up in an era where, the man just came in the door and was like, here, take care of everything. And I didn't see that in my grandparent. I'd like my grandmother's not married, so I didn't even see her doing that. You know what I mean? I didn't see that be a situation dynamic in her life. So there are people who grow up and women get indoctrinated thinking, oh, you're supposed to give me the money. Oh, I'm supposed to take care of everything, or I'm supposed to delegate and things of that nature. But like I said earlier in the stream, I think a man is an overseer of his home. Like that's what I saw. So that's all I know. That I don't know of a woman coming in saying, oh, I'm going, my money is my money and your money is our money. No, the money was for the home, the family, and everything got taken care of. We never wanted for anything. We never, was out on the street, and it got to a point where recently my mom was telling me what my dad was making, and he was making it work for a family of 4 on a salary that he was making. And you would have never thought that he was making that salary because everything was taken care of. We was on trips, we were on planes, we were traveling, so that's how I came up. And I think that, like we were talking about in the beginning of the stream, that sometimes it's indoctrinated in women, like have your own money. But while my mom may have had her own little money, it wasn't nothing that my dad didn't know about. And she wasn't out here, doing crazy where we were now in the poorhouse. She knew it was okay. We're not living above our means. That's one thing my parents always, between loans, don't be signing nobody loans, and don't live beyond your means. So, those are things that just have stuck with me.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I hate when people talk in terms of your parents, because your parents gave you everything you needed when they laid down together, right? And this is me, right? Because I had my problems with my mom and my stepdad and my dad growing up, right? You get older, shit start looking different. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, if you got your parents and they're advanced, right? They're just people just like me and you, right? They have their problems and issues just like you did. And if they had the ability to acquire their knowledge to pass on to you, that's a fucking privilege.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. Everything is a lesson. If that's something, it's exactly what R. Payne said. I grew up, my childhood was fucked up. My childhood was fucked up. If y'all want to come over to the channel, I'll tell my story. It was fucked up. But I looked at those lessons. I don't want to go through that. Right? So stop blaming your parents. Stop playing your pop. Look, it don't matter. She gonna blame you anyway, nigga. Oh, my dad, she gonna blame you anyway. It's their nature. It's just the way it works. Oh, she spent all this money that a mortgage due. Who still got to come up with the money? You. Because if it's up to her to make the money, what's she gonna do? Make a bad decision? She gonna go get it from the guy that you don't know about, or that's around that's a friend that ain't nothing popping, or she gonna go get it from a mama and they gonna talk about you like a dirty dog. That's your money, girl. What you mean he ain't got? I eliminate the excuses, baby. But I'm broke. You feel I'm broke, baby. I'm broke. But everything in here is ours. You hear what I'm saying? But I told you, brand new off the lot. Happy birthday. Happy 55th. Happy 55th. I'm about to get you a house. Why? Because you need a space to be a wife. That's why I'm about to get you a house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eliminate them excuses, my boy. Then you will know what woman you have. You will truly know the woman you have.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Going through, I remember when I bought my wife a car. And it's funny because she was driving her mother's car. She got inherited, but it was like falling apart. And we went to just go see some cars. And I was buying them when she didn't know it. But yeah, it was cool. That was cool. But the house is even on another level. So we're going through the house, because we wanted to move because family was expanding. And she's like, I'm saying, wait a minute, you gotta chill, because all my bargaining power she took away. Because the seller's looking at her, man, she's salivating at every doorstep. Just calm down. We got a good joke. When I bought my house, it was so long ago, it was $160,000.
Wow.
160 grand. And yeah, it's crazy, man. So the way it is now, it's incredible.
300 now. Sheesh.
See, but they did that because ain't nobody together. I keep trying to. This been good. This setup been since the 70s, boy. I don't know how people don't see it.
Yeah, we got.
It's been set up to do this since the 70s, bro.
Yes.
They taxing people because they can. That's the only reason.
Yeah, a lot of people don't go through those processes, right? Like they don't go through, I remember going and sitting in the house that my parents wanted to buy and sitting in the office for hours and going to the car dealership and, being in there forever. Them buying us pizza for lunch because my dad is bargaining until 9:30 at night. They hit that bell and I'm like, okay, we can go now. Like, having that real life experience, you get to see the teamwork of husband and wife work together, bargain, go and make these big purchases. And a lot of women think that, those things are just handed to them, right? It's like you're supposed to buy me a car, you're supposed to buy me a house, you're supposed to, provide these things for me, yet they don't know the work and the the sweat and the tears and the time that it takes to actually do those things together, and how much, like you were saying, our pain, like you knew you was going in there to buy her a car, she didn't know.
No.
You know what I mean? She didn't know. So of course it adds on to the celebration, the excitement. But when you don't see those things and when you just think that everything should be handed to you because you have this Disney fairy tale, way of thinking about life, you're going to think that you can take half of the money that he makes and put it in an escape account because you never were really, you never were bought into being married You just wanted him to make you a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where a lot of that comes from too, where women is like, oh, well, it's a joint account. We're married. Half of it's mine. And
Yeah, but then, the ladies on the bench, the ladies that were talking there, I mean, that's the ultimate thing, right? Because they had no understanding that it was not the money, it was the betrayal.
Right.
Right. And they're sitting down here talking all this bullshit. I said, it's the betrayal that matters. It's not the money. And then the dude tried to explain it with some other kind of term. You just shut up, man. Oh, it's not, maybe it wasn't a getaway. She should have just renamed it but get out of here. She should have just called it the betrayal fund.
But I like the comment. I forget who put it. It's like, what are you trying to escape from? I couldn't go into something being like, all right, I got to make my escape account. Like what? Just not do it.
He chose wrong. It's not right what she did. It's bogus. It's bogus as hell. But this is the game.
Okay, so how do men look out for women like this? Because
first I have a question for the fellas in this. Any of y'all wives hyphenate y'all last name?
No.
There you go, right there. You hyphenate that name, that's your escape. You can't hyphenate apples. No, you go take on all this. Can't hyphenate your last name or my last name.
So you think a woman who hyphenates her name, because there is
that escape. She got that escape account
with changing your name and things of that nature. And
she got that. It don't cost that much. It's less than getting your hair and nails.
It's like $250. Yeah,
you can get your hair and nails done.
So you think
what are the reasons? What do you think the reasons for? What would the reasons be, Precious, for a woman to hyphenate her name?
Don't ask me, because I ain't keeping my last name.
The reason is that you guys are not one.
I don't know.
Escape clause. She got that escape clause in there.
This is the problem, right? I'm your husband, but you're not my wife.
There you go.
I got a question though. How can you vet for that? How can you vet for a woman taking your money and having a escape account?
I'll be real quick, because that's not the first, that betrayal is not the first indication she gave him. He ignored all the red flags. You think she just came up with that? I mean, whatever interaction she had, she was doing stuff that he ignored. There's no doubt. She didn't just come out just automatically say, I'm gonna just marry this guy to have an escape account. She was probably doing some things that he ignored, and I could just take it. That's what love is. She was in business from the very beginning.
So what do those things look like? Like going out by herself? Like, what exactly does
it could be just simply as how she talks to him, how she responds to him. When they, if you have a lady who responds to you in an edgy tone, you'll know it. If she's not humble, or the way she might have friends around that are just for the streets and she won't let them go. I mean, there's probably a whole lot of things. It was a lot of things he ignored. It had to be.
I look at it like this. How much does she cost at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when y'all was kicking it, right? Could y'all just go sit at a regular place? Right? Could I take you to Buffalo Wild Wings and we just chill and watch the game?
Yep.
Right? Or every time I take you, I gotta get you to Ruth Chris or Sabar. You know what I'm saying? Here in town, it's a fancy restaurant called Victoria's. You know what I'm saying? We got to sit down somewhere where it's harps playing every time. Right? Better yet, this what I did. This what I did. You guys keep this. I played broke. My girl, she used to be a manager at Taco Bell when we first met. She would bring me food. I really want them Jordans. Could you pick them Jordans up for me? If she like you, she gonna come out of pocket. She don't want to come out of pocket. Listen to what I'm saying, fellas. She doesn't want to, but if she likes you, she'll come out of pocket.
True story.
Right? And all that you, as a man, if you're looking for a wife, those should tally up. I take care of my wife now so well because she took care of me. Don't you ever in your life be willing to do something for a woman that she's not willing to do for you. I accept that from her because I accept the game because I love her. I accept the game because she put in that work. And now you better put her through some work. Test her. I hate when people say that you think your girl ain't testing you. When them little suggestions come out of nowhere. Right? When you go outside and you see her tire bald, she don't say nothing. Y'all don't think she ain't keeping track of that stuff? You take her car and don't put no gas in it. You think when she get back in her car, she like, I think this nigga ain't put no gas in my car? Stop acting like y'all don't know. You just don't want to open your goddamn eyes.
It's true.
So you can point the fingers at somebody when a part of the problem, you didn't do your job. Eliminate the excuses.
It's true.
The longest and most intense conversations you hear between women is when they talking about what they man don't do. Make that conversation boring as fuck.
Okay.
And if she doesn't turn around, and if you as a man knowing you doing what you supposed to do in your role, and she's still the same, what's that telling you, fellas?
Did you hear what I said?
I think I better let her go.
It's so simple as hard. I'm trying to tell you, it's so simple as hard. It's so simple as difficult. Because you got to put the onus on you first. Be the man you say you are and see how she act. Oh, I want a good man. I'm a good man. What's happening? If I had a good man, I'd suck his dick every day and twice. What's happening?
Jesus Christ. The man's panel press.
This is what I'm saying. This is the problem I have with black people. Stand on something or you will fall for any goddamn thing. Be the man you say you are with. There's no excuses. I don't give it. You might not like me. So fucking what? Most good men ain't liked. Because I'm going to call you on your shit. You know why? Because you can call me on my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stop playing with your women, bro. Stop playing with them. They are not children. Stop playing with them. Put them to the test. Put their feet to the fire. Make them prove themselves the same way you had to prove yourself. Every day. And eventually you'll get to the point where you be like, you know what? She's solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to rock out and do what I got to do. Sometimes I don't like it, right? Like I said, I make okay money. I do good with my money. Budgeting will save your life, people. Learn how to budget, right? Yeah. But when the mortgage come, I still hate paying that shit.
Right. Ooh.
Right? Stop playing with that. People play too much. Stop playing. You're supposed to love this person. Your person, your wife, your girl, your husband, but y'all will treat people y'all hate better than the people that love y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The people y'all hate that do you dirty. Fuck you, fuck two of your old men. Oh, I forgive him. We good. It's just about that. That nigga what? Y'all got it, bro.
Hey man.
Hey, champ, you're not married, are you? Are you married?
No. But I feel like you have to ask these questions. I feel like you have to ask these questions though. Like you have to ask, because I know that there are men out there who feel like that. Like that feel like the first question that I asked. Yeah, like the first question that I asked about the family, because in my house, my grandma, she paid for everything. And I know there's men on that have these conversations. They're like, yo, I feel like my grandfather, my mom, my dad, like they kind of set me up because I thought I just gave my money to my woman. And so like I feel like you just gotta ask these questions because there's a group of people out here who really feel that way.
Mm.
And then when people get done like that, and then you tell them to vet, they're like, well, damn, I thought I did. And so yeah, I feel like you just gotta ask these questions, man. This like that shit gonna touch somebody, hopefully.
But the crazy part is that, and this is just for anybody random. Listen, not everybody older than you lived a fucked up life. That you're going off the examples that you may know and see in your neighborhood and community and family. But a lot of and I'm gonna brag on us a little bit. A lot of Gen Xers understood that shit. We understood that shit. We couldn't cry about life and what our parents did or didn't do. We had to figure that shit out because the world was telling us, figure that shit out. Mm-hmm. So you had to make a way. And now here we are. Now, when you talk to somebody 40 today, they fighting every, nah, man, I don't want to do it like that. Well, keep getting the same results. At some point, you have to take responsibility on how you view everything. You have to analyze everything in your life and see what works and see what doesn't. And if that shit don't work, let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going, and I always had this from I was a kid. I ain't taking on somebody else's pain and misery and shit. Man, if you tell me your problems, I'm gonna tell you a solution. If you do that shit, great. If you don't, young. I ain't gonna keep listening to it. I don't want to hear the sad story and shit. No, I don't. I'll have to live that way. Like I said, being a middle child, having sisters was different. So I didn't get caught up in a woman's emotions. They said, my mama told me this, boy, you better start worrying about what the hell these good girls telling you and watch how they moving. And from that point on, I was about 15. I only believe what they did, not what they said, because they said a whole lot. But when they moved that way, that's when I started getting drawn to them. But even then, I had my suspicions. And it's funny because when I met my wife, she had to convince me that she was that one. She had to convince me because I was like, man, I don't know, man. And I'm just giving all these excuses. I liked her and I knew she liked me. The first time we went shopping together, she bought me some cologne. I'm like, oh shit, okay. She just said, and we wasn't even talking. She's like, you like cologne? Hell yeah, I like it. And she bought me some of the old school shit, some of the Obsession. You know, that's that old school shit. But that's the shit I like.
Yes, sir. Classic.
I was gonna say Cool Water.
Well, Cool Water too. Yeah. But I thought that was different. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? She told me, she said, whenever you ready to change your life, I guess she was just simping me in a sense.
Yeah, she said,
let me know.
She said, let her upgrade you, huh?
I said, let me know. And I thought about that shit for a while. Like, man, what you talking about? I ain't really, I'm having too much fun out here.
Exactly.
And when I looked around, I'm like, damn, I ain't doing nothing but tricking shit. I go in to eat over here, can't eat over here, gotta turn my phone off.
Stretched out.
That's so funny, man. Trey Ferg, man, you saying some shit that was crazy. So the first part that you said was real poignant, though. It's not only what's being said, it's what's unsaid.
Yeah.
You have to have, all your senses have to come to part, right? Part of it is communication, a lot of it is observation, and analysis. Right, and inspection. You got to put all those things in there. Not only is that what she's saying, but how is she moving? And all that kind of stuff. But the other part, the other part that you said is really crazy, man. But
also, like you said, If I asked a woman a question and she didn't answer that question, that was my answer.
There you go.
And I was, again, I needed to know just so I can put you where you needed to be. I need to know if you slept with 2 or 3 dudes.
So I know where to slot you.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to invest if you don't answer my questions. You don't answer my questions, I don't put you on a time clock. You know,
like to me, the telltale sign, and this is what one to grow on, right? It is not my job to convince a woman to be my wife.
That's right.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? She got to take me off the market. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm able to take care of myself. I can provide for myself. I can cook, clean. I make my own money. I can pay my own bills. Ain't nothing bad going on over here. You have to be a wife. You have to be a wife first. Right? The problem is it's too many men convincing women to marry them.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
No, the game don't change. In my day, I was an attractive young man. You know what I'm saying? Drove a nice Toyota Camry. You know what I'm saying? Bumps, and I was doing okay. I said I'm broke, baby. I'm doing okay. What is it that you can do that the rest of these chicks can't do? Do you put me in the top of your priority list? That's the one thing Black women never want to admit. Y'all never make y'all man a priority. Your man is probably like number 4 or 5 on y'all priority list most times.
Hey.
Yeah. Your girlfriends come first, and your kids come third.
I can give you 3 off bat. You, right? You count as a person, right? Your children,
right?
Y'all, a lot of times y'all put friends above y'all family, right? That's 4 right there.
The kids are third.
Number 5 is work. But y'all tell us y'all was supposed to be our everything. Y'all was supposed to be y'all everything, while y'all men is number 5 and 6 on the list of what I got to do.
Hey,
it's us though.
You get socks for Christmas and shit.
It's us though. Sweetest, look. It's just running joke. Me and Trill at Cruise Season got right. Up Midwest, it's a holiday called Sweetest Day. Y'all heard of that?
Yeah, Chicago
right?
thing. They own that.
This space before coming to you, sir. I've never heard it before.
Chicago,
I appreciate you. You sharp. I like you, Precious. Right. When Valentine's Day come around, watch your Instagram and your Facebook. Oh, my boo. Sweetest Day come around, girls don't say shit.
When is it? You
got a man, don't you? I don't know, because I can't keep up with it anymore because nobody says anything.
I think it's September, August, and some shit. I went to school, and that's big. It's bigger than
like I said, we need to stop lying about the dynamic. That's the if we never come to a basis of fact, we can never get to a solution. Y'all don't love men like y'all say y'all do. Y'all expect a certain love from us that y'all would not provide to us. How does that work? How does that work? You wouldn't go to work if they didn't pay you. Once y'all recognize that y'all value system, shout out to the Crimson Cure. Sorry for the plug, right? But when y'all realize that as women, y'all value system is fucked up, then we can start getting somewhere. But what's going on is we've been the same forever. Men have been the same forever. But
the feminist movement is not going to change our nature. It's not. You know, that's where we get a lot of things. A lot of women try to, this whole movement, not just feminists, but the whole movement where we're supposed to be the same, it's never going to work. That's why we got so much chaos going on. But going back to the thing with the women, I always tell guys, whatever this might mean to you, I said, if you're going to get married, the woman that you marry, you got to make sure she views you as her number one choice. And however way you get there, you got to have a reasonable assuredness that that's the key, right? I mean, I'm really, because it's your you ask a woman to marry you and she says yes, it's on you from then on. It's on you.
Just though, so we gonna have a grown-up conversation.
Let's do it.
Right. So how do you get there, Arpain? To knowing that you her number one priority.
Me, man, like I just said, I use all my abilities to find out.
Let's keep it a buck.
Conversation.
Let's keep it a buck.
Test. Yeah, all of it.
Right. I'll say it, right?
Yeah.
The only way you know if she really likes you is if you break her boundary and she stay with you.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true too. But
because they make rules, they break rules for the men they like, right?
Yeah, that's part of it too,
right?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that though, because in my car, right, she found some female earrings, and there was some girls' earrings in the car when we was courting. She said, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, it was some chick that I was giving a ride to." I wasn't nothing nefarious, but she let it go.
Right.
She never mentioned it. She never mentioned it again.
Right. And let me simplify because I've thought about this and somebody's going to come up with this partner argument. Right. When she first started messing with you, right, more than likely, especially if you was that dude, she knew you was messing with multiple women. Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, I wasn't really, but she didn't know that, but I wasn't.
We're talking about in a general stance, right?
In a general sense, yeah. She didn't care. She wouldn't have cared.
Right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, look, man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm Rick, you a real one. I appreciate you. Right? The women base most women base their attraction, right, off of trauma. You ain't got to believe me. Most women base their attraction off of a trauma. How many women do y'all know off bat that know how to love healthily? That knew that? That's something they grow into, right, in time.
Yep.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
So when you try to make everything perfect for her in the early state, I'm telling y'all, it's going to breed two things: boredom, then resentment.
I agree with that too. I agree with that.
Why you think they tell y'all why she picking the Pookie? Why she picking this person? That because it's associated with trauma and drama. This is just the way it is. So when you hit it, I gave her everything. Yep. Yep.
That's right. You gave her everything.
Yep. She didn't have to work for nothing. She didn't have to work for you, your love, your affection, your security, your protection, nothing. She was enough. Sounds familiar?
Yeah. Hey, Rick, let me say this to you, because you're bringing back all these memories. I remember the conversation with my wife, my fiance at the time. I was getting on her nerve for some strange reason. And I said, "What's the matter with you?" She said, "Well, I'm sitting here trying to put my best foot forward." I said, "I don't give a shit about your best foot forward. I want to know when your feet stink. I want to know whether I want to stay around you or not." And then, whatever was bothering her that I was doing, I can't even remember. It's just, it was going because I said, "I'm going to just be who I am. You're going to either like who I am or you're not. And I'm going to like who you are, but I don't want you to put we didn't call it this back then, but who your representative, we didn't say that. But I don't want to know all that. I want to know who the hell you are. That's it, And I use the term, I did use the term, I want to know when your feet stink.
I use something similar. I made sure we had chicken wings the first night we went out to eat. See how you eat this damn chicken. So we got some bone-in chicken wings and see how you eat this chicken. And I knew she was good. Then.
If you're using a fork, man, we gonna have problems.
Yeah, she's picking. She wasn't picking my wife. Yeah, I say, yeah, you can.
Went in on them chicken wings and licked their fingers.
She did all that. Rick, you in Chicago, right?
No, I'm in Minnesota. I'm from Chicago.
Oh, okay. So I took my wife to Peoria Meats. You know where that's at, right?
What?
We were just there 2 weeks ago. Man, first time I took her to Peoria Meats, and she from the West Side. Man, she lost her mind.
Had a good time though, didn't she?
Man, shoot, boy, she been going there ever since. We gotta make a trip back up to Chicago.
And I'm telling look, man, I'm telling y'all, right? That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah,
like that's what y'all don't know it yet, but that's what y'all working towards, and y'all don't even know it yet. That's my wife. That's my wife. Y'all, like I said, if you never experienced it, I feel so sorry for y'all.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean that with all my heart, Black people. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, because after 40, your ass gonna have to settle on both sides. Y'all settling on both sides. So I say this: find your person before your ass start getting gray hair. For that motherfucking gout start kicking in. Need somebody to rub that cramp out your thigh and shit when you're laying in the bed.
Yeah, put that tiger bomb on your back.
Make a deal. I mean, it's somebody out there, but
it's so precious. The lady who came on in the first video, does she have a part to play in this?
The lady who came on in the first,
yeah, she's the ones that we, after the very first video at the end, she says, "Let's talk about it." Is there a clip of her?
No. It was just a video that was on her page. I don't know if any of you guys follow her, but she's a therapist. I discovered her. She was on one of the reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
One of the therapists that they brought in. This was a while back when she had a shortcut.
You better say.
And she's a really good therapist that they bring in on the reality shows. She's been on like Dr. Phil. She's been on so many different talk shows and things of that nature, displaying her work and putting people through therapy and analyzing their issues. If you get the opportunity, definitely look her up. Dr. Spirit. Dr. Spirit.
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
But no, it was just a video on her page, and she does videos and things of that nature. We're going to move on to the last and final video. So this has to do with finances as well. We're going to take it to Tia Mowry.
Oh my God.
We've talked about her a time or two on this channel for sure. And they bring up it's her and Jackie. And they're talking about, and Jackie is saying how she spoke to Corey and he was unhappy in the marriage because he was not bringing in as much money. I want to focus on two things that they say in the video. So I'm going to play the video and then we're going to get into the questions.
And you had told me that you can't have everything in life.
Not all at once.
Oh my God, I'm going to start crying.
Marriage.
I hate doing this. Yes.
Oh, no, not this early. You can't start crying.
No, I know. But I guess, go ahead.
I told you I had it for 3 years in my career, in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I had it all. I had a man, the kid, and the money.
Yeah.
And it was all working, and then it all went to...
I know.
It was phenomenal. I had support. I had nannies. I had Beach Boys. I had it all. But you can't have it all the time. Somebody's got to stay home with the kids or nurture the ego of the man.
Yes.
Do I sound bitter?
Working, being a mother, and just putting a lot of effort into dating right now is a lot to juggle and balance. And I can't help but wonder if I am repeating the same mistake now. I don't know if you know, but when you were having that conversation with me, that's when I was like just smiling through it all. In the back of my head, I was like, Is she in my head right now? I was already having questions about my marriage, but you didn't know.
No.
No,
But I did know from the other side, if I might say, somebody else was dissatisfied because they weren't working.
No, I know you're absolutely
If one
right.
partner makes more money or has more success, or is a gap that is so hard and it can't work out.
Yes.
And you can't have competition. It just does not work.
It doesn't.
And you can't stop your career because you want to even it out. And I like him. I don't dislike him, so I don't want to put that out there.
No.
But I already told him, I said, I'm on Tia's side.
I know.
So. You got to choose sides when there's a divorce. I don't want him to feel bad.
All right, so we're gonna address two things. Can you have it all at once when you're married? Is marriage is a series of ebbs and flows, ups and downs, valleys and hills. Like it's up and down. There is no, straight line marriage. So from your perspective, guys, do you think that you can have it all at once, like they were talking about in the video? The money, the all the things that money can buy, the career and things of that nature. Can you have it all at once, or is that just something that's fictitious and not realistic? Hey, Paris.
Brad, Rick, if you want to go. Yeah.
You can have it all.
Oh, go ahead for it. My bad.
No, I believe all of those things apply. You can have it all. I'm at a point now in my life where I believe me and my wife have it all. We laugh at each other every day. We, you know what I'm saying? We eat good every day. We have great playtime. Like I said last week, hell, if I don't want to put on, I might not even have on nothing up under this shirt, as far as y'all see. But I'm just saying you can have it all, but it takes discipline. It takes understanding the mission. I believe you can have it all. I just think people make the decision to compartmentalize things in marriage. When you're trying to build, you know what I'm saying, and grow money, everything has to come together. You can't. My wife can't have no damn escape fund because I'm gonna have me one. But then my escape fund is gonna be escaping from the whole situation. But I believe you can have it all. You know what I'm saying? You can have children. You know what I'm saying? You can have the house, the car, the money. You can have all of that if you focus on the family first. Can't be friends, can't be mom, can't be dad, everything has to just sort of be talked about. And, and then you're going to go through the ebbs and flows as life goes. Every day ain't going to be gravy, you know what I'm saying? But as far as at some points, it's all going to come together. And it may swing back and forth, but I believe you can have it all. I feel like I got it all now. Right. I come with benefits. My life can leave if she want to. I'm gonna be right back out there, top of the world again in a little bit of time. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you can have it all.
What about throwing in the dynamic that you're not working, your wife's doing all the work?
I'm retired.
Well, this is.
I come with benefits.
Go back to the video though, first.
You're not retired.
In that situation like that, people. Not everybody's an actor. Let's just put it that way. Not everybody's going to make money in that capacity.
Right.
And if you play your roles, I think you can have it all. If he's at home, I'm sure he was doing a great job at being a dad. And then when he got to where he was, I don't think she wanted to, I guess, submit to that role in a sense. I don't think she spent as much time with her children as he did.
Right.
But again, I don't know the details of a situation, but I always believe when people talk about stuff like that a lot, I believe she lying about everything. Yeah, she got jealous of his popularity at the time. He was growing when most men are going to grow. I think he's late 30s, 40s or so. So he's climbing that ladder, and she didn't like it because she see what was surrounding him, those young tenderonis. And she felt like she can do better, like she said. She out there on the streets now. and she's not getting the love she thought she was gonna get, or she felt she was gonna get. So I believe you can have it all.
She's a one broken woman talking to another one.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's simply as simple as that. They're both treated into their own psychosis. I mean, I don't know what all means, but if you're dedicated to your family and your husband one way or the other, now everybody's acting like this guy was on a breadline. He might not have been the breadwinner, but he was working. I mean, he was a productive guy. She just wanted to go out. Nobody wants to say it. She just wanted to get laid by somebody else. You know, and I guess her only saving grace, she didn't want to do it while she was still married, you know, but and she didn't want to have an affair, whatever that might mean to her. But all this smoke screen about happiness and horse shit. I mean, what about your obligation to your family and your kids? Why are men the only ones supposed to stand by that? And everybody's giving her all this bullshit, you know, oh, you know, you graduated this and that. I mean, she's got such a past that it makes me sick when I hear, you know, it doesn't make me sick. I don't really care that much other than the fact that she's getting a pass and everybody knows it. It's hard for me to have a conversation with somebody when we're talking around the elephant in the room. Hey, Kia, just tell everybody you wanted to get smashed by somebody else. Just tell me that. And then we could start talking something natural, you know? And now you found out that all you are now is recreational use only. Because the way you left your husband, no man or substance is going to cleave to your stupid ass. None. Because there's no guarantee. You'll be right there doing it to him in the next couple of years. You know, so whatever they're talking, and Jackie O, I mean, whatever Jack A, come on. There's like two hyenas. We might as well be in the Seren fucking Getty and listen to two hyenas yap at each other. That's just my opinion. I'm done.
All right.
Can you
go? Oh, go ahead.
Can you have it all? No. You can't have it. No, that's a lie. Nobody can have it all. That means you can be in more than one place at once. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
Stop that. Stop it. You have what you want. That's what you should be saying. Can you have the things you want? Yes. Can you have it all? No. It's a goddamn lie. No, no, no. Like when it comes to this Jack A shit, right? Cougars are warlords. Y'all know that, right?
Warlords?
Hyenas.
Cougars are warlords. Because don't nothing make a single lady happier, right, than seeing a couple argue. Don't nothing make them happier. Well, if it was me, girl, when I was your age, right, what I would have done. Jackie, you single too. You right. You gave her the correct advice to be single. Think about that, people. He told me he wasn't happy working, so what he supposed to tell you? I'm happy sitting at home and not working on no projects. You know what? This is the best time of my life. You know what I'm saying? I get to spend time with the kids and not need T-ad. What would have been the right answer? It doesn't matter anyway.
Nope.
You understand what I'm saying? Yo, knock me granny bodied ass out here. Dancing on TikTok like you 16. And it's his fault? Bruh, this where we at? That man is quieter than a church mouse.
Yeah, he is. I don't say nothing. Yes, he is.
Even though she did him bogus, he still honor his children's mother. What you think her children think?
They probably think something wrong with her, honestly. If they're seeing, I mean, I'm not quite sure how old they are, but I think the oldest is old enough to see, um, social media and things of that nature. And as much as you want to try and hide your kids from that, when you have other kids, it's like, oh, I saw your mom on a post today. It's like you're always saying mom, and you don't never see that. And it's just like either they think that she's crazy or they think that he's like the worst person. But I mean, just not being able to mentally compartmentalize all of that. But it's one or the other,
So the oldest son said, "I'm not going to be a part of this. Don't put me in your social media." He told us that's the indication right there.
And what's gonna happen when he gets older,
right?
And he's on social media at 16, 17, 18, spazzing out, going crazy the way rich kids do.
Ooh.
Who gonna get the blame?
Well, hopefully he doesn't do that, but yeah, his father would. But
I bet you. Hey, what's your favorite steak place? I bet you a steak dinner.
Hey man, there's some nice steak places out there in Minnesota, man.
Yes, sir. Come through.
Yeah.
You don't even have to pay for a hotel room. I got you, bro. Right?
I hear you.
Who gonna get blamed?
No,
well, you know what? Even though she divorced him, he should have made it obvious that he should have been stronger for
the.
Y'all tell me when.
Why didn't he fight for the marriage? Is the big question.
You tell me when I lie, Coach Ferg. Y'all can call me a lot of stuff. Y'all can't call me no liar.
How come you didn't fight for me? I can't wait for that video to come out. How did you let me go?
It's his job to keep together what she broke. It's all listen to what I'm saying, my boys. I'm trying to tell y'all. Know what you getting into. That's all I'll be saying. Know what you getting into. It's rules to this game. The only power you have is to be the man you say you are and or walk away. Those are the only powers you have.
Yep.
But hey, what I keep trying to take what I know though. What I know. I don't know nothing. I only been doing this thing with the same person for over 29 years. Y'all got it, bro. Y'all got it. Y'all got it all figured out. Don't listen to old Rick. Don't listen to old Art Payne and Coach Bird. They don't know what they talking about. No, sir. No, sir. Them young boys, them young hustlers, right? The dudes in the Gucci shirts and the Gucci glasses and the Prada shirts, they got it all figured out, right? But they girls taking half the money and saying it's an escape fund. Y'all go ahead now. I got y'all. Y'all got it.
Well, how long did she know Jack? I mean, I guess she knew him from the acting world. Did she play in some of her childhood stuff?
Yeah, they played this TV show together.
She was the
so here's my thing. If she was confiding in her before she got a divorce, now we understand why she thought. She knew. She mentioned that she was talking to some people before the divorce.
She that old auntie that spew all her bitterness.
That's right.
On what she went through.
A warlord.
On the younger generation who's doing, who's coming up in the same.
A warlord. Bring in thine troops. Bring in thine troops so we can discuss such wars. Mimosa brunches. Y'all see her friends on the reality show, right?
Right. Oh, she got a couple of hyenas on there too.
Everything she can't do no wrong with them.
Hyenas.
Well, you did the right thing.
That's single women keep women single.
Man, you listen to an idiot long enough, it start to make sense to you. You listen to a dummy long enough, you will start to believe them.
Yeah,
people do that.
Hey man, I was gonna say what Rick said. I don't think you can have it all at once. So Yeah, he took.
And I'm just
like
and the reason why I said what I said because I'm speaking.
Most people get it in stages.
I have it all. I may not have it all, but I believe I do because I don't have to worry about certain things. Everything is taken care of. And this, you'd ask me before I got married, I'd be like, no. But I think just in my experience today, because I believe I have it all, but I don't worry about, my wife tells me all the time that she appreciates me, and what I do. And I had to let her know who was the prize. Because again, we all think y'all bought up women are the prize. And she was like, I said, believe me, I'm the prize. How are you the prize? I said, because one, I appreciate the things you do to take care of the family. What you do to take care of the family is great, but I'm the prize because look at what happens when I'm around compared to when I'm not around. Who's climbing up on the roof? Who's fixing and tightening the boats? Who's getting the car together? Who's, outside and inside building stuff? And she's like, oh yeah, you do it. You are yeah, I'm the prize. But you know what I'm saying? I guess we appreciate each other now that she understands what I bring to the table is not just the money, it's other stuff that I can do that a lot of people can't do. But it's for us. Like I said, she can leave me today. I'm gonna be okay. I won't miss a day of sleep. I'll just take it out on the next woman that comes along because they're gonna have to bring all their shit. All their shit. I'm not gonna be a bad person to a woman, but
you said what you meant, brother.
Yeah, you did.
Nah, but I think most people just get it in stages. Like you get it in stages. Like one person like go hard for their career, get to where they're trying to get. The other person start working hard for their career, get where they're trying to get. Like it normally just come in stages. Now like where Coach Ferg is at, he may be there, but most people get that in stages. They go for their career, then they try to have their children, and things like that. So I just think it just, yeah, man. That I think most people get that in stages.
Yeah, but I think we set ourselves up for stuff that false evidence appearing real. I'm saying if the only thing I would say is that folks should, if you're going to be an educated person, you go to college and all that. But now even with my daughters, I think they skipped the thing. My oldest almost got engaged. It didn't work out. But I really would prefer all of them to get married early. Get married early. You don't have to have everything. I think this myth that everything needs to be in place is just the myth. It really is. I mean, because two people working for a goal, go ahead, Precious.
I was going to say, do you think women believe in that or men?
No, women have been convinced that they need to be hoes in their 20s. That they've been convinced of that they're missing something if they don't have a lot of Johnson. There's not enough women out, not everybody, but there's not enough women who says they think they're missing something if they get attached early and they act like they can't multitask. There's only one thing you can't do if you're married to the right guy, and that's sleep with other men. Everything else you could do. Right. You can get some more education. You can chase your dreams, and you have help. And if you got a baby, you got a partner that's built in. It's not your mother, it's not your grandmother. You got a household, and believe me, if the kid comes and you have a good marriage, you compensate for that. Your life is not going to end. How could anybody think being a single mom without somebody there is better than having somebody there who's dedicated to the situation? It's like common sense is gone, right? So what I'm just trying to say is, and it's not just a woman, man too. This notion, we tell guys, get your act together and all that. Well, your act, what does that really mean, right? I was young when I had a job. I knew what I wanted to do. I was educated. But in my 20s, I wanted to get married. I wasn't rich, but I had a plan, right? So and I'm not special. So, so what I'm just trying to say is we steer people away from that. And all I know is that when you're 30s, for both a man and a woman, you get a little bit more set in your ways. That screen door between you all when you're in your 20s becomes a vault by the time you're almost 40.
Trauma, everything else, all there, lock shit out. And
Right.
and not only that, I will say that, just real shit, because most people don't be honest when they be on the internet. Like when I first got out the military, I was transitioning from military to boxing, being a professional boxer. Like
Okay.
some of the worst like time in my fucking life, because I didn't have that first and the 15th income coming in. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I had a shorty at the time, and she worked for the military, so she had the first and the 15th coming in. My shit was coming, once every 3 months in bulk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm holding it down once I get that money in. I'm holding it down once I get that money in. Once I get that money in, but you know what I'm saying? Like anybody who know boxing, in the beginning of your career, that shit is inconsistent as hell. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, like I could see how Buddy could feel like, damn, like I'm not contributing like I'm normally used to. You know what I'm saying? Even though she was like, take a chance, like do this. Not contributing the way that you once were, or like trying to make it like he was doing. I know he on that HBO series and stuff, but trying to make it, and she got that money coming in, and yours is coming in once every 3 months. So you feel me? When it come in, you feel like you got to make up for it. Like, cause I'm still the man here. You know what I'm saying? But that shit, it will do something to you mentally. Like you like, damn, like.
So Champ, let me ask you a question on that
month,
point.
she holding it down real quick.
So let me ask you a question on the point you just made. Do you think Corey was the one whose insecurity drove her away, or did you think or do you think it was more likely that Tia Mowry made him feel less than a man because she was making the money?
I mean, I think that the way that her personality is and some of the shit that she done said online, I'm sure she probably emasculated him at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? You not bringing in like look at her sister and her husband. You see her sister not out here talking about I graduated from marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Got herself a zaddy. A lot of black women, they get a zaddy, they're contempt. She got a zaddy. She's happy.
Right. But you knew you had this man though. You gave this man.
Now they're half white though, right? They're half white.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you talking about the sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
yeah, man. Just a crazy situation, man. That should be wild to me out here. When she said I graduated from marriage, bro.
But
to be dancing on social media, come on.
Graduated to them streets.
Right. To be
it's more like you flunked out. She flunked out. She flunked out of marriage.
But didn't she do it backwards though?
Yes.
Because she got with him when he, they were together when they didn't have anything and built. And then when the opportunity for her to sort of step back and put her feet up on the couch, he was out there starting to build even more. And he was only going to go up, and she was already going down. But she's like, I don't want this anymore. I want to get out here and be crying on YouTube about how these niggas don't want me.
Me personally, I believe it's exactly like Coach Ferg said. It was what's the last movie she was in? The last TV show.
The Game.
You see how Derwin did it. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Right. I think
he did it on the game.
I think what it was, again, people project like Epson projectors, right? I think what it was is that he was starting to get back on, right? he was a permanent actor on the Shaft, right? He was starting to get movie projects again.
Yeah.
Right. I think he was moving around and she was on some I don't want to sit home with the kids type shit.
Right.
That's it.
Wasn't she on that show? Was she still doing her daytime show?
What show is that?
She was on it with them other females.
Oh, The View or whatever.
Something like that. It was a talk or
It
something.
was like The View, right?
Something like The View.
Yeah, something like The View.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her.
You see what I'm saying?
Real. It's called The Real.
The Real, right? What
The Real.
With a bunch of niggas, right?
You would know, wouldn't you? Real?
Right? With a bunch of ninnies, right?
Yeah.
With a bunch of him, in a hand circle, right?
Was any of them married on the show? Jenny Ma?
Hey, I got Google. Hold on, let's see.
Oh, Shorty was married to Jeezy for a little while.
I think Jenny Ma was. Yeah.
Last, my boy. See what I'm saying? See what? Come on, man.
She got a divorce.
Come on, man.
Lonnie, she married to a white guy now, but I don't know if she was married.
What? Yeah, oh yeah, she's got herself a zaddy.
Jenny Ma, Tamar Braxton,
Oh my God,
Adrian Balon, and Lonnie Love. Let's talk about y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all already know Tamar Braxton batshit crazy, right?
They're all on the Serengeti, man. They're all out on the Serengeti, man.
Warlords, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh. Okay,
come gather amongst thee.
Oh, they saying Tamara was on The Real, not Tia. Okay.
Yeah, wasn't her sister? I think she may have come on there a couple times.
Yeah. See,
okay.
So that if it wasn't her, right? It wasn't her. So that hey, thank you for proving my point. You know what I'm saying?
Rick.
It was Tamira, right? So it was the good sister, right? So again, she was sitting at home doing nothing,
right?
Y'all been rich since y'all shit. She been a child star forever, right? Y'all been rich. So what does she have to do at home? Nothing.
No.
Raise them children.
Nothing. I'm telling you what she was doing. She was drinking bottles of wine while the all parent and nanny was taking care of them kids. That's what happened.
And she was watching The Real. That's what she was doing.
Watching this man go to auditions, right? And readings. Right? And then when she, you know what? I really want to start a TikTok. You know what? That's not cool. We a family.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. I don't mind you having a TikTok, but them little sexy, goofy ass dances and shit, that's not us. That's not us.
Right.
And he didn't have boundaries. He didn't like the boundaries he set too. She didn't like that.
Hey Rick, did you see the it was like a clip of her going around of her dropping her kids off? Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
It's like delayed. My shit is delayed.
Yeah. We gotta get you upgrade.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out.
Stay close to the mic. It sounds better.
Bet. So she was saying that it was a clip going around where she was dropping her kids off, and she was saying that like now it's starting to hit home, like that she got to take her kids to a different house more times than not now. So she said it was starting to hit home for her.
No shit.
She's so silly, man.
Right? They built this fantasy, right? That it's gonna be the way they want it.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's her husband, but she's not his wife. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
This is the way they look at it. Oh, you're my husband. I had kids by you. You're gonna conform. Mm-hmm. They don't love us like we love them, bro. I mean this in my whole heart. They don't love us like we love them, bro. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. It's what it is. Until our women can agree and understand that their value system and how they look at relationships in men is fucked up, this is never going to change. What our women don't, the worst thing you can do is push a man past his point. The worst thing you can do is disrespect a man past his point or where he can live with it in here.
It's true.
That's what y'all don't understand. You guys have no idea how vicious. I mean, you guys have no idea. Y'all have no idea. You and that bear will get fucked up. I'm being honest with y'all. We did this. We civilized ourselves for you.
Absolutely.
And y'all, they throw it in our face like it's nothing.
There's absolutely no appreciation for that. I tell you, the truth of the matter is, Ricky, it's just no appreciation from the women in the West that they have it better than every other woman on the face of this earth. All you got to do is just look at any videos of how women are living in a lot of places. And all of the freedoms you have is because of the benevolence of the men in the West. And we going past a breaking point to where we become weak just so y'all could be strong. And when I say we, I'm just saying collectively. So what? Yeah.
That's where you stop.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I say that's why. Listen, I'm not going to go political, but that's one of the reasons why we had this little wave right now. People are fed up. The men, everybody's fed up. Say, wait a minute, this far but no further. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but maybe we could bring it back from the brink, because we got a real problem in the Black community based on the way we vote, because we're the only demographic that's not getting the point. We're the only ones, and so that's a whole nother story. But anyway, there you have it.
I want to address another part of what she said. She said it at the end, so I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. But when she said this, I'm like, does this happen? And have you guys been in this situation where you've seen it happen?
Oh, you're absolutely
if one
right.
partner makes more money or has more success, or is a gap that is so hard and it can't work out.
Yes.
And it can't have competition. It just does not work.
It doesn't.
And you can't stop your career because you want to even it out. And I like him. I don't dislike him, so I don't want to put that out there. But I already told him, I said I'm on Tia's side.
I know.
So. You got to choose sides when there's a divorce.
So do you have to choose sides when there's a divorce?
Well,
or is that how that goes? Or is that like a thing? Like, I mean, I don't.
Not at all. Not at all. Mind your goddamn business.
Right.
Mind your motherfucking business. You don't know what went on. You have no idea what went on. Mind your goddamn business, bitch.
Oh.
No, but even before that last part though, this whole notion that about that you're making more money than this guy, and like I said, I think she's kind of intimating that he couldn't handle it. The truth of the matter is she couldn't handle it. She lost respect for him because of that. And the truth and the respect she lost for him is maybe for the reasons that she was sitting around doing nothing. She saw him coming up, but she's using that as an excuse for her real ulterior motive. Because they've been married for a long time, and all of a sudden, when he actually didn't have all that money, when you had the most royalties when you were younger, you lived all the way through that, got 2 kids, and all of a sudden you want to be free at 44.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Especially when y'all say,
that shit be ass backwards.
Put it into perspective, because she really has been a child star since she was about 10, 11, 12, right? So you doing what you're doing, and it had been a while since she's been in the movie. The last movie I remember her being in was that movie where their little brother played in it, and they had the soap that made them young again. I forget.
But given the benefit of the doubt, say the royalties were still coming in.
Right. So she's still making money. And when Jackie mentioned the word competition, it's like, why wouldn't you want to stay home, take care of the kids while he goes and find work? Like, you want to be the one, like I told y'all at the top of the show. I don't want to think. I don't want to drive. I don't wanna, if you want me to be at the house, I got you. You need me to clean and cook, I got you. Like, I don't understand why she wanted to be in charge of that power dynamic if this man was going out, getting roles, securing positions and roles and movies and things of that nature. What in her head made her think that she could graduate a marriage? What was really wrong with her? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Precious.
And I know that when men aren't working, you know, that does make y'all feel a certain type of way, but it's not like he wasn't trying to do it. You know what I mean? It's not like he wasn't in action of having auditions and things of that nature. And then for Jackie to bring it back to Tia about what they discussed, I don't know. I just feel like Tia thought that she would make this internet money.
But Precious, think about it. She gave him her best when he wasn't really doing a whole lot.
Right.
So, we don't know if he wasn't doing a whole lot.
But what I'm saying is, he wasn't really in the shows. He wasn't really in movies when they first got married.
Right.
When in his younger, she gave him the best. What we talking about? She gave him all the youth. She did it right. She got married young. She was working. He was, I guess, a stay-at-home dad or whatever. Had his little bringing in his $20 or whatever. But then, when the roles could actually switch, when he's at the height and can take on the ability to take care of everything, she wanted to graduate to the streets. And now she realizing, like most women do when they get into shit, oh, I fucked up. But instead of saying, you know what, I fucked up. Well, you know, see, I just had to be, they give you all this bullshit instead of saying, listen, I fucked up, ladies. Don't do that shit.
Right.
You're telling people who everybody's scared to get married because of her. No, fuck that. You listen to her, your ass gonna be broke. You're gonna be struggling. You're gonna be stressed out. Your kids is gonna be slow because you ain't gonna have the type of lifestyle that she got. So you can't listen to this type of rhetoric. And Jack A's too old to be telling her that shit.
Right.
I'm like, Brother Rick, stay the fuck out of my damn marriage. You don't know what the fuck happened. That's why your ass been over as single for the last 40 years. So you can't, people.
She know what happened, Coach. She let her into it.
Yes. Listen, black folk, we the worst at consoling your ass in a sad time, and we the worst at giving you relationship advice. Simple as that. We the worst at that shit. Especially your friends. I'll say your friends. Your friends give you the worst advice ever.
Tia would be better if she came out with like an accountability tour. Honestly, I think
you can't do that.
Respect her, but I think that they would respect her more than her breaking up her family for God knows whatever reason. But if she was to come out and say, I mean, she's already come out and say that dating is hard, but she needs to come out and say, what in the world was I thinking? Like, what was I thinking leaving my husband and coming out to date in my mid 40s or early, however old she is? What was I thinking? And I think that actually, because like y'all been saying, right? Men, the nature of men hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. If anything has changed, the nature of a woman has changed because a woman can now go out here and work. A woman can now go out here and make money and think that her stuff don't stink and think that she don't need no man and she can do bad all by herself, right? So that's what has changed, and that's what needs to be tweaked. It would be, in my opinion, in Tia's best interest for her to actually say, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have never left my husband. And ladies, if you're thinking about leaving your husband, you probably should rethink that. If you're thinking about leaving the head of your household and the father of your children, you probably should rethink that. I think that she would gain more respect and women would look at it a little differently, just a little bit. Good night, champ. They would look at it just a little bit differently, like, wow, what am I leaving for? I saw a lady today on social media I'm gonna see if I can find a video. But when I saw this video, I said, I don't see any woman any woman that watched this video is not going to want to get married just based off of what this woman is saying. I don't think that women understand the power of their words to other women who are like dead fish flowing down the stream. I always use that analogy, right? Dead fish flowing down the stream, meaning you going to take whatever somebody on the internet is saying and run with it. And really, you're all just dead fish flowing down the stream. But this lady was saying how she was so sick of being married. And the first chance she got, she would go to be single. Yet she has mental disabilities and she can't work. So now she's in this marriage and she wants out of it because she's so miserable. And it's like, you're saying that you're miserable, yet someone is taking care of your mentally disabled behind. At some point, when do you stand back and say, how have I contributed to my misery? Because it couldn't have always been miserable. But this is what women will tell you when they're in a situation and they don't want to give you the truth, or they want to give you breadcrumbs of what it truly is on their side, as opposed to what the whole truth is. So I think that Tia should tell the whole truth and say how she was impulsive and say how she was irrational and say those things, because now he's working, right? He has his role on the show. I started watching the show a while ago, so I'm not hip on what's going on right now.
I think the series is over, I believe.
But I also think he had a couple of movies that he's come out. And what movie was he in? I feel like they always give him the same role. Like he always like a drunk a-hole. Was that
the Tyler Perry movie or something?
Yeah. And I heard Tyler Perry pay his people good. That's what I had heard. He pay his black folks good. That's what I had heard. I don't know. But it's like, now that he is getting the roles and the things of that nature, was it just about the money? Was it just about a power struggle? Like, every time I think about Tia and Corey, I'm just like, I don't understand.
Well, so let me go back to what you just said. To what end? When you say, if she does this so-called, reconciliation tour, to what end? What would be the purpose of her doing that?
Just to hold herself accountable. I think that.
I mean, but for what? There's got to be a driving force, because, like, we all know that a lot of women don't like accountability. But why would she do it? For him to be able to go back to her husband?
There should be. You shouldn't have to need a reason to be accountable. I don't.
No, you're right, but that's not the reality of it. You're saying what should be. I'm talking about what is.
Mm-hmm.
In order for her to want to go on an accountability tour, there's got to be a motivating factor to make her do it. Not just character. So we know what
the motivating factor. I don't know what would be her motive. If
that's why I asked you.
I don't know what would be the motivating factor.
Okay.
I mean, dropping off her kids, realizing how hard it is to do it as one parent. You know what I mean?
So another thing about her
motivating factors, then it's like, when will you ever admit to your wrongdoings as publicly as you did of splitting up the family? Like, you know what I mean? It's
coming. Do it. So the other thing is that her motivation for leaving him was to have sex with other men. She didn't waste any time looking for a dude to get into a relationship with. It was like less than 3 months, 2-3 months. So she got out of this relationship, and she was already talking about dating even before she changed the bed sheets. So I'm just saying her motivation was to get laid. It's as simple as that. I mean, everything else is just a smokescreen.
It's FOMO. How's my mic? My mic okay?
Yeah.
I look at it as FOMO, fear of missing out. She thought she was missing out on something.
Yeah.
That's all it is. In most cases, people, y'all, like I said, you pay attention to something long enough, it's gonna start eating away at you. Right? It takes a strong person to keep their mentality in check. And that's all it is. She's seeing the input. She got her girlfriends around her. She see how they stick and moving in it. And again, in this era we live in, because you're able to swoop it up and dress it up. You got cap cut and everything else to make it pretty. It looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks fun. It looks exciting. My daughter, shout out to Kiki, right? We on a cruise. She like Snapchat eat first, right? Because she got to take a picture of her meal.
Oh my gosh.
Eat first. That's wow.
It looked good, right? But the truth is, right, we done ate in this place 4 times in a week, right? And this is the same thing they served on Monday. See what I'm saying?
First. That's wow.
Like perspective is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. Like these people, I don't get it why people, we live in a bizarro world, right? I'm just waiting for a backward Superman to pop up out of somewhere. Stuff makes sense.
It does.
So I got one more thing on, well, maybe not one more, but I don't believe the nature of women has changed, just their behavior has. And their behavior has changed because the things that used to govern the way they behave is gone.
Yeah.
Right? The culture, the more social mores, the shame and all that, but their nature is still the same. So it's running amok.
Yeah.
Right? There's certain things that women used to use as governors to keep them in a straight line based on what they might want from a man and based on what they want for themselves. The whole notion of maintaining some virtue, that's gone for a lot of them. The whole thing about having kids out of wedlock, I mean, the numbers don't lie. By the time they're 27, they got 70% of the sisters have kids, whether they're college educated or not.
Yeah.
You know, so it's this, and then I keep going back to the fact that we are one-minded in how we vote and the things that, and I say we because it's not just the women. The men are coming out of the psychosis a little bit faster.
Shit.
But but the way we vote is dangerous, and we're starting to see the ramifications of that. And so all I'm just trying to say is that women, everybody keeps telling me, you're old, you've been married for a long time, blah, blah, blah. I said, my wife hasn't stopped being a woman. As long as I've known her, she's still been a woman. She never took a day off. You know, so I think women's nature, just like men's nature, hasn't really changed. Just the tools that we have and the tools that we abuse that have changed.
Yeah.
For women, since you're sponges for affection, you're sponges for liberalism, you're sponges for all kinds of, I think you're more easily programmed for the way you'll behave. And for men, some of our programming was more dangerous in the early days, the drugs, the crime, the this, the that. Yours is, you don't need no man, girl power. I could do it good. You know, if I make money, I don't need to be a good woman no more. I could just be my own woman. You know, and you tell your better halves that shit long enough, they're gonna believe you. So you spend decades telling men you don't need them. Okay.
Our pain, brother, it ain't had to be decades. They've been,
but it's been decades though. It didn't have to be decades, but it's decades.
But what I'm saying is, YouTube has sort of exposed a lot of the trauma and separation. It has. And even though it may have been said on a smaller scale, now they're saying it with a microphone to reach millions of people with one voice at the same time.
I agree with that.
You know, and Preston, to your point about her day is going to come. The children are not out of the house yet. When those children go off and make their own lives and she's in there by herself, you'll see her on YouTube crying, talking about she messed up and all that. And my man,
she's already crying.
If he's on his doing what he needs to do, he gonna have him another wife. He gonna be all right.
He's gonna take her back, man.
Yeah,
he's the kind of guy that'll take her back.
Well, maybe now You know, it ain't been that long.
It
But
don't have
she's
to be
not.
long.
But see, here's the thing: she's not gonna break rank because she's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for the audience. She's standing on what she's on for the audience, for those on YouTube, her followers. See, she has a following where people gonna empathize with her. Yeah, you did the right thing, girl. Find yourself. This is your time. No, the fuck it ain't. And everybody that's supporting this shit, they over crying and they pillows too. And the message is the Jack A. I don't know, damn near 70.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? She done had it all up apparently and lost it all because she thought she was the shit too. I ain't seen Jack A on nothing since, I don't know, since that TV show. And the message, man, is see, guys, we older guys, we trying to tell the younger guys, man, listen, don't move a certain way, do this, you know, fix it, But the women, girl, go out and live your best life. Translation, go ride as many dicks as you can till you ready to settle down. Go have your fun now. Then circle back years later, and now a guy a sucker will, what is it? Captain Saver will come and save you. But today, guys are more, they ain't going with that because those are the same guys that grew up in the same houses with these women. These are their cousins. They see how they moving. So they're not going to accept it. And it's going to be rougher on the females because a brother can step anywhere and be chosen by a woman. Sisters, ain't too many people. The guys, the women that get chosen by other races of men, one, they got to have the money. If they ain't got the body, they got to have the money. Other than that, you're going to have to be fit. Everything we asking for, you're going to have to be there to the white man or any other race. You got to be fit, feminine, submissive because they ain't having it. They ain't going to be arguing back forth with you. They're going to send you right back where you came from. And you might have to pay them child support if you have a little mixed breed. A kid back. So they putting themselves in a bad space. And I think for the future women, it's going to really get worse because nobody's really trying to fix it. They just standing on how they feel, and you can't move on how you feel because the rest of the world don't give a damn about it. So, brothers, y'all just got to find something, man. I don't know what to tell y'all, man, because y'all.
I think it's not being fixed. I think you're right. It's no sense in fixing it. I think there's a different solution. The solution for young men out there is forget about the racial identity stuff and find a woman that wants to be on your program. That's it. You know, I mean, the rest of it, why keep banging your head up against a brick wall? You know, and that's it. I mean, my daughters, I'd like to see them get married, but they're going to still have to come right for the right man. They're not exempt. They're not I gave them all the tools they need, and so did their mother. But you know, they're gonna have to shake whatever whatever they've learned in the liberal institutions and all that other horse shit. They're gonna have to learn how to be what they need to be. I think they could make it, but you know, it's not up to me anymore. I don't have a whole line of guys waiting for them. They're gonna have to be out there and hope they get chosen right. You know, if they choose to be. Now, if they don't, I told them what would happen. I said, listen, if you guys don't get married, I gave them all the horror stories I need to give them. Because all the shit that you guys are talking to me now at 20-something, at 40-something, it's going to be a different story. It's going to be, no matter what you think you are, at 40-something, it's going to be all a different story. And if you don't have a guy covering you, listen, it'll be a blessing if I'm still alive covering your ass.
I'm paying.
You know what I'm saying? I said, so in the meantime, you guys better be multi-millionaires because if you're going to be by yourself, you got to be prepared for that shit. So I don't want to hear none of the bullshit. And just remember the face of your father that I told you so. And I'm going to be saying that shit. My ghost is going to be saying that shit to you too.
I'll pay. Listen. If they look like their mother, they got a chance. If they look
God bless them. They don't look like me. Yo, God bless. They might have a little shape of the nose, but she saved them and said, I did that on purpose. I didn't marry no ugly woman. So
there you go.
I said, you got to save our children. if it's up to me, they'd be in trouble. Hey, listen, let me tell you, there's some booger bears. There's a lot of booger bears married, though.
Yeah.
So you just got to be marriageable. So that's the key.
All right, we're going to get into final thoughts. I appreciate everyone who came through today in the chat, on the panel, of course. Thank you. We'll start with Uncle Rick. We'll go over to Coach Ferg. We'll end with Art Payne with the final thoughts. Before we do that, I do want to thank Darnell as well as King. They sent over a couple Cash Apps. So thank you so much for your donation to the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you. So we're going to start with final thoughts. Again, we'll start with Uncle Rick, go over to Coach Ferg, up to Art Payne, and then we'll get out of here.
Hey, man, y'all have a great night.
All right.
Thank y'all for listening to my rants, Coach Ferg, Art Payne.
Keep ranting on there.
The beautiful, incomparable, it's precious. I appreciate you having me here. Love up on your people, man.
Yes.
Salute, bro.
People, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's not enough time in it. It's not enough time here for you to be worried about the bullshit, man. Do right by others. Do right by others and make sure they do right by you. That's all you got, bro. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night.
All right, bro. All right.
That's it.
Yeah, Uncle Rick, he already dropped about 100 mics tonight, so
Ain't no more mics left.
I just be talking. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what he did tonight, baby. All right, Ferg, it's on you.
Well, Precious, I'm gonna start by saying this. Listen, man, going into 2025, man, if you ninjas don't get off that wall and go over and talk to Precious, man, and get her off the streets. Get off these streets, not the streets, but the streets. Because she's telling you. I mean, but it's always a good Wednesday. I look forward to Wednesdays for some reason. Especially, getting different perspectives on some parts of my life that I may have gone through and, talking about it now years later. I think it's always been
it's crazy looking back, ain't it? Yeah, bro.
I'm glad that I dodged some of the bullets that people run into. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate my parents even more because I learned a lot from both of them. But, for myself, and I'll tell any young man, now is your greatest time. Like Rick said, you don't want to go from 20 to 40 fighting and screaming and crying about shit that you can't change. Change yourself. And be on that purpose that you say you want. Focus on that for a little while. Be selfish for a little while, 5 or 6 years. And the woman that you want or looking for, she'll find you. But you have to have the conversation. Don't be looking at her cheeks and her breasts, not having the conversation. Have the conversation. It's so many things and so many variables today that wasn't back 10, 15, 20 years ago. You have to have those conversations. And she's going to show you who she is. She can't tell you. She's going to show you. And if you avoid those red flags, don't be coming on YouTube crying about what she did. She told you that shit 2 years ago. And just have a conversation, man. It makes it a lot easier. And if it's something you can't vibe with, don't be afraid to step away from it. Don't put yourself through that so you can cry about it later, But women, again, you got to find some. You got to move. You got to change with this millennium. Let's get past the BAPS uniform, the 304 uniform. Let's get past that. Come out with a new model. All the cars have got their new models in 2025. Get your new model coming out in 2025. Move accordingly. And believe you, a man will protect you with his life. Other than that, you're going to be like Tia Lowry, whining and crying, and you're going to be for the streets. And it ain't going to take you long to figure it out that you're going to be in the streets. So, again, man, great Wednesday. Brother Rick, always, man,
Yeah, man, some good stuff.
Gen X, goddamn it, we here. Y'all can't take us nowhere. We gonna be there. So you better come with your gloves on and your mouthpiece in. So salute, Precious. I like that fur though. I like that little Christmas spirit. You gonna be Miss Claus. Y'all niggas better make her Miss Claus or something. What y'all waiting on? Waiting on. Y'all scared.
Listen, for some reason, I think Precious got the guy in the back room locked up in there somewhere, man.
I don't hold anybody against their will. You are free to leave.
That's not how I meant it. You say nothing us know about it. That's all.
Oh no, look. If there was somebody you would know.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, you finished? You got more?
Thank you, Coach Bird. Thank you.
No, I do appreciate the Wednesday nights, man. It's pretty good, you know. But the thing that I find about being on YouTube, and people say, well, you spend a lot of time on there. I said, well, you know, I'm a free man. I was spending 80 hours, well, not 80, but 60 hours a week at work. So I could dedicate, 5 to 10 to YouTube, to fill the void of not having to work like that anymore. I mean, being retired is great from a job. And I tell people, prepare for all those hours coming back at you. So, I do a few other things, I like to write and stuff like that. But I like this, talking about, because really the most important thing is how much shit I still don't know, how much stuff I do know. And then in reflection of all of the experience that I have, it's amazing. And the only reason that brings it out is talking to people so much younger and, my age. But, like I said, I told somebody yesterday on a panel, I said, I was born, Jim Crow was still alive. I was born in the Jim Crow era. It was 6 years before it was gone. I mean, I didn't experience it, but it was still there. So it was a lot of stuff. So anyway, I like the panel, and we talk about these relationship stuff. And I try to tell people, if you understand the nature of who you are and the nature of who women are, there should be a meeting of the minds, even at that level. And then you'll realize the rest of it is programming. We all been programmed, and people spent a lot of time and a lot of money putting us as Black people where we are today. So I try to tell people one of the things we need to get to a point where we can look at ourselves as American and not just by the color of our skin, because we're so much more than that. And that's hard for some people to do, right? Because they think if you don't just look at yourself through your Black skin, it's like you're abandoning somebody. It's not true. And the reason why I say that is we've earned our place in this country. We probably earned our place in this country more than the average bear through our ancestry and stuff like that. A piece of this country is ours, no doubt about it. And I'm not talking about reparations either, because I'm one of those kind of guys who don't believe they can repay us for what they've done. So where we are today is because we made it here, and the future is what we make it. And we need to let go of some of those albatrosses that's around our neck. And one of the things has to happen is some kind of relationship with our women has to rekindle. Maybe not the ones who are alive today, but the ones who are coming tomorrow, and we need to do it younger as opposed to older. And I'll end it there.
Well, again, I appreciate y'all. Thanks, Arpane, for the Cash App. I appreciate you. But this was a good live. I thought it was important to have this conversation. During the holiday time is when people break their necks and try to show people how much they love them by getting them all these gifts and things of that nature. But in reference to the video of the wife putting money away in an escape account and how all her counterparts on the show was like, oh, well, half of it's hers. And, that's part of it, right? The escape account is part of it, of her putting her part away. And what I said on the actual post was that, a lot of times people think about infidelity being something that is a physical thing. Oh, he cheated. He had sex with so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. But I believe that there is something called financial infidelity. And it's, you are cheating him out of the truth of what you're actually doing with the money for the home and for the family. And, you guys mentioned the signs and things of that nature. But this holiday season, fellas, when y'all come back on here, I want to know the gifts that y'all got. Okay, I want to know how y'all are being poured into, because women do think that it's all about them. They have to be, financially secure, and if you can't do it, they're going to do it for themselves, even in the midst of being with a man who's actually doing it. And I think that is so selfish. And like you were saying, Arpane, there are things that are going to need to change on the woman's end. If it's going to happen today, I'm not quite sure. But they say train a child in the way that they should go and they should never depart, right? And so we know that those trainings and the things that the women need to become better women in order to become better wives is something that's going to have to be taught at home. It's going to have to be something that's taught. It's going to be something that has to be instilled in women, because if not, they're going to hear the Sexy Reds and the Glorillas and all of these media. The media and entertainment is what's going to be raising the young girls, and they're not going to come out of the mindset of I need to get the bag. I need to get to the bag. And if he got the bag, I'm gonna get the bag from him, and then I'm gonna leave him. They're not gonna hear it from that. So we have to really do a better job at instilling into especially the young girls, and that's where fathers come in as well. That's where fathers come in and say, no, it's not about looking cute. It's not about X, Y, and Z. It's about you really being able to heed to my direction and my guidance. Because that's another thing. A lot of women don't want to be or don't like to be corrected. And that's because they weren't corrected growing up. And that's something that has to change. It's something that has to be corrected if we want to see families get together again and be a cohesive unit again. Right? I think that there's definitely going to be a gap in between seeing happily married couples, and now we're going through a phase of people not wanting to be married. You see women and men that women are like, I'm okay. I'd rather sit at home. You have men that saying, no, I'm not going to join with you. I'm not going to marry you. We could date, we could go out, we could do whatever, but I'm not going to take that step for full commitment. And there's going to be a gap, and that's going to be a thing for a good probably 5
generation.
Yeah, that's going to be a thing. And so if we ever want to close that gap, these are things that we have to instill into our children going forward. Because I always say I can't save anybody. That's Jesus' job. I can't do it. There's nobody I can save. That's God's job. All I can do is worry about me and mine and make sure that the direction that I'm headed in and the direction that our families are headed in is just in the right direction. So this holiday season, y'all make sure y'all get your hints out now and let it be known what it is that you want, and see if y'all get poured into the same way that you guys pour into your counterparts. And I'm pretty sure nobody up here is going to have that issue. But it just goes to show you, and I forget who said it about the gifts. That is a huge indication. I think our Uncle Rick was saying it about gifts. That's a huge indication. If a woman truly likes you, she will go out of her way and she will buy you gifts. She'll buy you a gift. She'll spend money on you. Because it's not about that. It's about you. She likes you. And I don't think that men pay enough attention to the woman who truly likes him. I think he pays attention to the woman who gets attention, or the woman that everybody else probably looks at or is going after or is liking all her Instagram pictures. But I think that men do really need to tune into those who will go the extra mile for you, who really do like you, because you have a better chance with those women than the women that you felt forced to be with or pressured to be with, or you should be with her for these reasons and those reasons. But at the end of the day, love shouldn't have a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that love should have a reason. You love somebody, you love them.
Mm-hmm.
Period. No matter what. So, you know, with this whole talk about, you know, a woman putting away money into an escape account, she never wanted to be there in the first place. She never wanted to be there in the first place. Because there is no way out. Death is the way out. That's how I see it. Death is the way out. Death is the way out.
I agree.
So again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, King. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You may not have heard when I shouted you out earlier, but I definitely appreciate the support, the donation to the platform.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't show up. I'm surprised you didn't come up.
Yeah, I think it's just a scheduling thing. Now that I've changed the days from Monday to Wednesday, it's a scheduling thing. But whenever you guys want to pop in, you're more than welcome. I love the diversity on the panel. I love even, you know, people who can't be here. They're like, I got plans, but if I can make it, I'll let you know. Like, I really appreciate the participation. Everyone who comes up here, the real perspectives. You guys give you guys this real life. I really appreciate that. And those who are watching, I think they benefit and they, you know, like the conversation. I get a lot of people, from my brother to his friends, like, yo, I love your show. I send it out. So I appreciate you guys, those who will watch it after we finish this live. I appreciate you. Thank you. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Instagram. A lot of these videos I've pulled from my Instagram page or pull from things that I have watched on Instagram, and my Instagram is Real Precious Official. Real Precious Official. That is who I am on Instagram. So definitely follow that page as well, because they be going in the comments. I don't know if you ever go through the page, but it's some things on there where the people definitely are not shy at expressing how they feel about a lot of these topics, and this was definitely one of them, where there are a lot of people that says, look, she's stealing the money. And then there are some people that's like, she's not really stealing because it's a joint account. And like Rick said, it's a joint account. It is a joint account. But my thing is, she cheating on that man. Because if she's doing stuff with that money that's not conducive to what they discussed, then she's cheating on him. She's cheating him out of the truth of what she's actually doing with those funds, even if it is their money. It's not their money for her to go and dip off. It's not their money for her to say, all right, I got enough in the pot now, bye. You know, instead of working on real issues, instead of getting to the root of the issue. Dr. Spirit says, we could talk about the trees on the leaves, but can we get to the root? And I like that. We talk about the trees on the leaves all the time. Excuse me, the leaves on the trees all the time, but you have to get to the root of the issue. And getting to the root of the issue is not taking money and finding an escape route. Getting to the root of the issue is actually sitting down and talking about your issues so you can take a better route in your marriage, in my opinion. But again, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will be back next Wednesday. Someone wants me to go on every other day. I don't know if I can make it with my schedule, but we'll see what we can do. But I really do appreciate you guys. What did he say? Wednesdays when I normally stream too, but I still like Precious Show. So I'll join when I can. I appreciate you, King. I know you got big things going on, you and Michelle. So I appreciate any support whenever you can. You was the original OG. But we got some folks holding it down, and I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all know what I say. Be real with yourself so you can be real with others, y'all. Happy Thursday.